on our traditional foods. The nutrients in there and how these nutrients could actually save us. Some say your grandma's kontomire would beat cornflakes any day. I'm sure we can have that argument, right? Let's get interactive this morning. Join us on X. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Then on WhatsApp 055 1111997. Coming up is the news at 6 with Daryl Kwao.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to Joy News at 6. This bulletin is coming to you live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are live on Love 99.5 FM in all 16 regions of Ghana via our partner stations. We're also live on myjoyonline.com, X Spaces, and YouTube. Coming up, Rent Control Commissioner fires back at hostel owners challenging his authority as he vows crackdown on alleged exploitation of students and excessive charges in the coming days.
Beginning Monday, going next week, I'm going to have a press conference and address the union for them to know when action is taken and when they are sitting on their cases.
Also this morning, a dangerous breach of public health rules in Accra as some herbal medicine sellers blatantly flout the Public Health Act 851, selling unlabeled drugs, reusing containers and advertising treatments for diseases the law restricts.
Customer. I don't know for people. I don't know what they forget. So no problem.
We've got more in the Joy News' latest feature series, Herbal Gamble. Also in business, Gold Board credits operations for low inflation and cedi appreciation amid ongoing debate about its relevance. And if you earn 3,000 Ghana cedis, you can own a home worth 170,000 Ghana cedis through Republic Bank at the Joy News Habitat Mini Fair starting this Friday.
If somebody has 3,000 Ghana cedis, you can qualify as much as 170,000 Ghana cedis.
These stories and others coming up in the next 10 minutes. Now, the acting Rent Control Commissioner Frederick Opoku has fired back at private hostel operators challenging the legal basis of the Rent Control Department's enforcement campaign, warning that the department is moving ahead with action against facilities accused of exploiting students. His comments come after the Hostel Owners Association of Ghana questioned the department's authority to assess private student hostels and demand reduction in their charges. Speaking to Joy News, Frederick Opoku said his department is done talking and will begin acting on applications and complaints against private hostels from Monday, August 24.
Now, I want to let them understand that we are not going to waste time. It's not action, no talking. And all that that has come before rent control, beginning Monday, they will see it live and carry. I will not even go to even do what I wanted the public to know. The exploitation, the illegality, the impunity that are perpetrating on the innocent Ghanaians. And today, rent control says we are not talking. Beginning Monday, going next week, I'm going to have a press conference and address Ghanaians for them to know when action is taken and when they are sitting on their cases.
You heard the Acting Rent Control Commissioner Frederick Opoku. Now, some herbal medicine sellers are openly flouting the Public Health Act 851, selling unlabeled drugs in reused containers without proper dosage instructions. Others are advertising treatments for diseases including gonorrhea, hypertension, and diabetes. Despite legal restrictions on such claims, the breaches are putting consumers at risk and raising serious questions about the Food and Drugs Authority's enforcement of its own regulations. Nancy Compson has more in this Joy News feature, Herbal Gamble.
Customer.
The calls come one after another. Customers are seeking treatment. Ali says his mixtures can treat.
I'm Alibos if you are looking for medicine for piles, fever, gonorrhea, hernia, penis enlargement, or women's health issues. I have remedies for all of them. People keep calling me because they say my medicines work.
The FDA says approved products for conditions such as gonorrhea cannot be advertised without its approval.
I mix a little of each medicine together. We drink the mixture in the morning and evening. If there is an accompanying pomade, apply it only at night.
Nothing on the containers identifies the ingredients, dosage, or possible risk. Some are stored in coffee tins and others in reused containers. Most of the products we saw carried no label.
It's not coffee. The container is filled with different herbal medicines.
Sorry. Last time.
For anyone taking a herbal remedy, what is missing from the label could be as dangerous as what is inside the bottle. Nancy Kumsis reports for Joy News.
145 an hour million.
Well, turning to other news, the Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency has served notice of deploying a funeral task force across the country to monitor activities at funerals and clamp down on the improper treatment of corpses. The move follows a viral video showing a corpse being set ablaze while lying in state during a funeral at Asankwagua in the Western region. Speaking to Joy News, the executive director of the agency, Francis Enin, said the agency is determined to ensure that such incidents are dealt with under the law.
This is one of our plans to put a stop to some of these activities going on. Yes, they will be deployed into all the districts in Ghana. MOFA plans to establish district offices. We've started with regional offices. So when these people are employed, they'll be going into the districts. We'll be giving them mobile phones and motorbikes so that wherever there is a funeral activity, they may be going there, they may be taking pictures and videos so that whoever misbehaves, the person may not know the presence of MOFA, or if they even see the presence of MOFA personnel there, it will even put some fear in them so that we can curb these things.
The initiative also follows a directive from the Health Ministry for the agency to expedite work on its regulations. Under the improved legislation by the agency, people who mishandle or abuse corpses could soon face prosecution.
The legislation, we need to amend some portions of it so that we can fix in some punitive measures on people who handle corpses and do all sorts of things. But we were told that doing the amendment will cost a lot. So we have developed a document that in its draft stage. So the committee is working on it. When it is approved by the board and then the ministry, then it will be used as a working document for the entire nation.
You heard the executive director of the Mortuaries and Funeral Facilities Agency. Now, if you're a firefighter, there could be some good news this morning because the Ghana National Fire Service says it is considering regular medical checks for officers who respond to fire incidents to help detect health problems linked to smoke exposure early. The move comes after our latest documentary, Fighting Fire, Fighting for Breath, highlighting the health risks firefighters face after years of breathing smoke, often without adequate protection. Speaking on the Super Morning Show, Deputy National Director for Operations, ACF01, Osman Enum, said the Health Directorate of the service is considering the new checks.
Our Health Directorate is taking that.
Why don't you even do that in the first place?
You see, the point is, the service is growing. It's growing at a very slow pace. I've been in the service for the past 37 years, but I can see that we've made progress. It's not growing as we expect it to be. You understand? Some of these things are being it's being addressed as recurrent costs. It shouldn't be. You see, the budget should be ring fenced. The budget for things like that should be ring fenced, so that that particular budget will not be affected by any budget.
Meanwhile, country lead for the Clean Air Fund, Desmond Appiah, is calling for stronger internal policies to better protect firefighters working on the front line.
Raising the concerns as they are doing now, which they should be doing. I don't know if they already have a complaint system within their structure and that there's a culture within there to help to bring these things up. Because if we don't do that, government can produce all the resources that they need, buy all the PPE. But if it says when you use the PPE, you need to wash it. In the documentary, I saw that they said they are drying the PPE. Because when you begin to ask those questions, then it dawns on management either to provide a washer, a shower of sorts, so that people can then go and have the showers, then wash their PPE and be sure that they are sorted.
You had country lead for the Clean Air Fund, Desmond Appiah, and the story was a collaboration with New Narratives. Funding was provided by Clean Air Fund, which had no say in the story's content. And before we go, for many Ghanaians earning around 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, owning a home can feel like a distant dream. With the rising cost of land, building materials, and everyday living, setting aside enough money to finance a home can become a major challenge. But Republic Bank says income levels should not automatically put home ownership out of reach. The bank says prospective homeowners with as little as 3,000 Ghana cedis can qualify for a mortgage facility of up to 170,000 Ghana cedis with a fixed repayment structure. This is made possible through Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair themed home ownership, a lifetime investment. The upcoming mini fair offers affordable and budget-friendly opportunities that can help you become a homeowner sooner than you've been dreaming. So let's listen to manager in charge of mortgages at Republic Bank, Frank Oponyebwa.
If somebody has 3,000 Ghana cedis, you can qualify as much as 170,000 Ghana cedis. The beautiful thing about all this is that at Republic Bank, when the mortgage is booked, the interest rate given you does not change. Your repayment, the amount that you're paying at the end of every month, remain constant. So if you were paying, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedis this year, next year you'll be paying 1,000.
You had manager in charge of mortgages at Republic Bank, Frank Oponyebwa. The Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair 2026 will start with a 3-day mini fair at Achimota Retail Center this Friday, August 21 through to Sunday, August 23. It will be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. And that's the news here on Joy 99.7 FM. The Super Morning Show continues.
Jump on now. Go, the go. Go me. And what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no. Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make her feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Yo, Anna. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My guy, when I hear the engine make that vroom, it dey drive me crazy.
Oh no, bro. This is my love language with physical tattoo. I mean, touching the smooth car leather seat, correct sound system, AC freezing me like sachet water. Now me just have it with my passenger princess.
Charlie, that be why we can't miss the Absa Auto Fair. You fit test drive and Absa Bank get affordable finance options to help you own your dream car.
Yeah.
Join us for the Absa Auto Fair on Saturday 22nd and Sunday 23rd August at Good Park, Accra Mall. Come for affordable finance options from Absa Bank, special discounts and offers from your favorite automobile brands, plus insurance and auto accessory exhibitors. Want to showcase your brand? WhatsApp 0541 361 237 to book your exhibition space today. The Absa Auto Fair is powered by Absa Bank in partnership with City FM and Holland Insurance. The Absa Auto Fair is calling. Will you answer?
We brush them. Who they brush? We dey brush them. Who they brush? We dey brush them. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth every day and night. After eating before bed, brush the germs away. The sugar germs, we go brush them. Fufu germs, we go brush them. Rice germs, we go brush them. We go.
When it comes to your teeth, Funnel World Cup. Brush them twice daily with Pepsodent, now in limited edition packs. This advert is FDA approved.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo? Have you tasted it? No, but I didn't see you add milk. Hey, taste it before you ask me any questions. Hey, milk na chemu say. This is Milo all in one. Milo Pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show, everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
Go day, say a party, mini me a chomo, crunchy, chilling with friends, mini me a chomo, taste, take chuck your hunger, mini me a chomo, crunchy, break time please, mini me a chomo, taste, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, mini me a chomo, come and taste the fun. For the laughter, mini, a chomo. All the parties, mini, a chomo. Let's go dancing, mini, a chomo. Taste the fun, mini, a chomo.
This advert is FDA approved.
Cast your mind back to 2022. The prices were rising. The stress was high. Every liter of fuel felt like a sacrifice. Do you remember who stepped forward first? When others were comfortable with high prices, Star Oil chose you. We cut our own profits so you could keep your AC on, keep your engines running, and keep your life moving without the heavy burden. We gave you room to breathe when things felt tight. Because of you, our Star Savers, we became number one. Today, the pumps are a battleground. Others are finally cutting prices because they have to. But Star Oil, we do it because we want to. Don't just chase a price, remember a friendship. We were there for you then, and with new innovations coming your way, we are here for you now. Star Oil, still quality and affordable fuels for all.
Every business starts with a dream, a small idea, a first customer, a first sale, and
And then, one day you realize your business is ready for more. More equipment, more stock, more opportunities. But sometimes, the money you need to take that next step isn't there yet. That's where Societe Generale Ghana comes in. With our SME Loans promo, access the financing and banking solutions your business needs to move forward. Finance lease for equipment and machinery. Wafu loan for working capital. Factoring and invoice discounting to unlock cash tied up in invoices. Whatever your next big move, we are here to help your business grow. Visit any Societe Generale Ghana branch or visit societegenerale.com.gh to learn more. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM and the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Absa Bank Ghana Limited. Your story matters. Total Energies Total. We go the extra mile for you, which means we can bring you the Joy Business Report brought to us by Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. Akwafu.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm great. You?
As you can see,
midweek.
God is still taking care of his children.
Yeah.
Yes, midweek. Tomorrow is Friday Eve.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, and the good thing also is that Friday is actually the first mini clinic of the Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair. Okay.
Great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. And you know, we've been talking about all of you who want to build houses over the past 2 weeks. Many of you have been for the past 7 days. Many of you have been sending me messages, asking for the Republic Bank, contact numbers because you want to reach them and get a mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing is that they say no matter how much you earn, there's still a mortgage for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, if you are 30 years and you are working, or say you're even 25 years, you started work, you go and take a mortgage to buy a land. After 5 years, they probably would give you, after 5 years, they will give you a construction mortgage to, loan to go and building your house.
And this morning, we heard that if you earn as low as 3,000 Ghana cedis, you can get up to 170,000 cedis worth of money. That's great.
That can buy you a land.
Wow.
And you can start with your foundation.
Oh. Cool.
Before you realize you're okay.
Yeah.
And you see, there's always a talk about incremental development. Okay, so if you are a young man and you need a chamber and hall, and they give you this land, you go and get an affordable land somewhere, and do your, like we say in Ghana, at the outhouse, say boys' quarters. You start with the boys' quarters, live in it. With time, you're good to go.
Wow.
So on Friday, at the Achimota Mall, Achimota Retail Center, the first clinic under the Republic Bank, Joy News Habitat Fair.
21st to 23rd.
Yeah, 21st to 23rd. I can't miss that. I'll be there on Friday. But Daryl, this morning, as part of our Sustainability Month conversation brought to us by MTN and Momo, I want us to do something. I want us to talk about, the food that your grandmother ate that, could save your health and also money. I don't know whether you've been to, these modern hotels that they say there's one place that you can have cassava flakes with peanuts. You know cassava flakes?
Yeah, I know, Gary.
Yeah.
It's a bougie way of saying.
Oh, yeah, So when you see cassava flakes, you're tempted to get in there. But, our traditional kuntumre, dawa, millet, tiger nuts, and everything that, we have in this country. Do you know that those foods could be your surest bet to good health and saving money?
Wow.
Some say your grandma's kuntumre beats cornflakes every day, any day. You agree?
Maybe.
Well, I still like my Gary Soakins. I'm not a fan of cornflakes.
Granuts and milk.
Granuts and milk. And these days there's
some add chocolate to it.
No. These days there's a new way, with the ice cubes, you drop them in there, and then, it's fun. It's fun.
Wow.
Even though I don't like taking milk these days, when it comes to soakings, once a month or once in a quarter.
Oh, that's because you're growing, so you have to cut down on milking.
You see, life is some way, Charlie. The times that we couldn't afford milk in secondary school.
Yeah.
Now that you can afford.
When I grow up, when I start working.
Must I forget. When you grow up, you have to stop a lot of things. So that's a conversation we're having this morning, okay? we're going to be going through these foods and how they can actually, we'll share with you their nutritional value. Okay?
Right.
So this episode will blend nutritional science with what? Nostalgia.
Wow.
So you're going to go back, into all, whenever I'm on the farm, there's something that I enjoy. I enjoy wokplen with
You're
pepper.
going to make people's mouth water this morning.
It's like that. And then I have fried fish, kanami. I would say that, and it's fun. I'll share pictures with you. Kanami, yes.
Okay.
I'll share pictures with you, so that. I have pictures. You see, I can show you pictures. When I show you the pictures, you would understand why sometimes it's fun to be in the farm. Mm-hmm.
Right. I'll be looking forward to it.
Yes. So that's the conversation we're going to be having this morning. But at KNUST, private hostel developers and the rent control are in a battle because rent control says enough. These hostels are charging too much, and they believe that it's time they stepped in. The hostel owners also say no, this is not one for you. You cannot step in. So what happens? Well, stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. How do we ensure that we build affordable hostels? In the meantime, how do we ensure that these people, also get to reduce their prices? Now, look at this. Look at this.
You really went for the picture.
I went for the picture. There are multiple pictures.
Wow.
Whenever I'm in the farm, it's always fun. It's always fun to be in the farm, okay? I see. This is what your grandmother was eating. Anyway, all of these coming up here on the Super Morning Show. Let's get interactive. Join us on X. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Then on WhatsApp, 055-1111-997. Who gets the trumpet this morning?
I think we should give it to the Kosisen team.
Yes, for the National Mining Dialogue.
Yeah, it was a fantastic event. And so kudos to them.
Okay. Kudos to the team. And so to the Kosisen team.
Trumpets. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, Gold Board credits operations for low inflation and cedi appreciation amid ongoing debate about its relevance. Also coming up, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama reveals escalating Middle East tensions force Monetary Policy Committee to hold rate at 14% plus. Ghana Investment Promotion Authority and Ghana Union of Traders Association outline collaborative roadmap to safeguard Ghana's informal retail sector. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwan. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Koforidua on KTU Radio. Gold Board is insisting that it cannot be discounted for its contribution to the current low inflation levels and the cedi's recent appreciation. This comes amid the ongoing debate over the relevance of the Gold Board and its contribution to the Bank of Ghana's huge losses. Speaking at the National Mining Dialogue, Gold Board Chief Executive Sami Gyamfi maintained that the institution's operations have contributed significantly to current economic stability.
The Gold Board, since its establishment, has waged a relentless war against gold smuggling, ensuring the export of about 170 metric tons of ASM gold alone through formal channels. This has generated foreign exchange of over 17 billion United States dollars for the country, thereby strengthening FX market stability, foreign reserves, and macroeconomic stability. So today, when the Ghana Statistical Service comes out and tells you that inflation is less than 5%, and businesses can get dollars at a rate below 12 Ghana cedis, and that translates into cheaper goods and services, including fuel, then you should know that that is as a result of the gold resources that God has blessed us with. And through the Gold Board intervention, we are making sure that all of us benefit.
You had the Chief Executive of Ghana Gold Board, Sami Jemfi. Now, the Bank of Ghana Governor, Dr. Johnson Esiama, has revealed that rising tensions in the Middle East forced the Monetary Policy Committee to maintain the policy rate at 14%. The governor said the rate could have been reduced at the committee's July meeting if the fresh geopolitical tensions had not emerged. Dr. Esiama disclosed this during an educational observation program at the Bank of Ghana.
To be frank with you, 2 months ago, I was thinking we'll continue the disinflation, the easing cycle again at this MPC round. However, when it turns out that no, things are re-escalating, and based on what we assess currently, it's not likely that crisis maybe, stay with us till the end of the year. Then it becomes a permanent shock. And in economics, there's a difference between it, right? A temporary shock and a permanent shock. So now we need to look at it all over again. So we assessed it and we said, no, the end of the year, this is what the outlook for inflation is likely to be. And then one other thing we take seriously is inflation expectations.
You had the governor of the central bank, Dr. Johnson Esiama. Now, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, says non-interest finance could help widen access to capital and investment opportunities for underserved groups in Ghana. Speaking at the inauguration of the Financial Advisory Council for Non-Interest Banking, SEC Director General James Klucha-Veggie said the sector presents an opportunity to attract new sources of funding while giving more Ghanaians access to investment products that reflect their financial needs and values.
The Securities and Exchange Commission recognized the potential of non-interest finance in an economy where access to capital remains a critical challenge for many, particularly small and medium enterprises, rural communities, and faith-conscious investors. Non-interest banking offers a compelling alternative. As a regulator of the capital markets in Ghana, the SEC views the development of the non-interest finance sector as a natural extension of our mandates to protect investors.
You had Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, James Klucha-Veggie. Now, the Ghana Investment Promotion Authority and the Ghana Union of Traders Association have outlined a collaborative roadmap to safeguard Ghana's informal retail sector, which is reserved exclusively for Ghanaian citizens under the GIPA Act 2026. Here's more in the following report.
The strategic meeting convened under the directive of the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry and led by the Chief Executive Officer of GIPA, Simon Maji, focused on strengthening oversight mechanisms and preventing unauthorized entry into the informal retail sector. The meeting was attended by officers of GIPA, national executives of GUTA and representatives of the Ministry of Trade. Addressing the meeting, Mr. Maji reaffirmed that the informal retail sector, including open market, small shops, kiosks and similar trading activities, is reserved exclusively for Ghanaian citizens. He emphasized that while Ghana remains open to foreign investment in the formal retail sector, including malls and supermarkets, foreign investors must comply fully with the country's investment laws. However, the informal retail space by law is reserved exclusively for citizens of Ghana, and that is non-negotiable. During the discussions, GUTA leadership raised concerns about the growing practice of fronting, where Ghanaian citizens lend their names or companies to conceal foreign ownership or control businesses operating in sectors reserved for Ghanaians or subject to higher capital requirements.
Now, Ghana must find effective ways to integrate the informal sector into the country's revenue architecture, as the sector employs about 80% of the workforce but contributes only 27.4% of GDP. That's according to Deputy Chief of Staff Nanoye Bampo Ado. Speaking at the Women in Taxation Conference, she said women account for 91% of Ghana's female labor force in the informal sector, making them critical to efforts to expand the tax base. The Deputy Chief of Staff is calling for technology-driven revenue collection, stronger engagement with market associations, and simplified tax systems tailored to informal businesses.
We need to bring the informal sector right. We need to bring the informal sector right into our revenue question. This is of major interest to the government of Ghana, and I'm sure to each and every one of you. But any credible answer to this question must begin with an honest appreciation of its scale. The informal sector employs 80% of our workforce, yet it only contributes 27.4% of our GDP. 91% of Ghana's female labor force work within the informal sector. This is too large a population to keep informal.
Nana Oyebampo Ado, Deputy Chief of Staff. Now, government has paid 10.8 billion cedis to bondholders under the Domestic Debt Exchange Program. According to a statement from the Finance Ministry, since 2025, government has now paid 41 billion cedis to the bondholders. The ministry said this was the third DDEP coupon payment to be made entirely in cash, adding that the obligation was settled in full and on schedule. It said the timely payment demonstrates the government's fiscal discipline and firm commitment to honoring all its debt obligations. Next, every child deserves a healthy start in life, yet in Ghana, malnutrition continues to affect thousands of children, limiting their growth, learning, and future potential. While governments and health professionals continue to fight against malnutrition, one Ghanaian entrepreneur is contributing through an unlikely avenue: food innovation. Today on the Joy Business Van, we bring you the story of Arise Foods Limited and the woman behind it, Dr. Nanaicha Ankra. Listen.
My name is Dr. Nanaicha Ankra. I'm an industrial pharmacist by profession, an entrepreneur by passion, and a businesswoman as my calling. I'm also the founder and CEO of Arise Foods. At Arise Foods, we produce baby food and healthy breakfast cereals. Our mandate is very simple. We transform agricultural products into safe, healthy, and nutritious meals that nourishes families, thereby creating opportunities for the farmers and improving the industrial landscape of Ghana.
A pharmacist by profession and an agro-food entrepreneur by passion, Dr. Nana Icha Ankra saw a problem that demanded action.
I always say Arise Foods chose me. It wasn't the other way around. As a young pharmacist with family, my children were really young at the time, and I was the head of production for a pharmaceutical company with presence in over 150 countries. So I would say I had a very good job. I didn't plan on quitting. But the pressures of motherhood with career, combining both, was very challenging. So I had to make a very difficult decision. So I quit at the time.
All right, so catch the full story. That's at 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. And so before we go, let's just take a look at the markets for you this morning. Let's begin with the currency market. The dollar going for 11 cedis 30 pesos. That's what major commercial banks are offering their clients. The euro going for 13 cedis 13 pesos. The British pound 15 cedis 35 pesos. The forex bureau is quoting the dollar 12 cedis 30 pesos. And this morning on the commodity market, crude oil at $91 a barrel. Gold going for $4,345 an ounce, and cocoa $5,919 an ounce. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues. Yes, Winston.
Darryl, when are you going to feature me on Joy Business Van? I told you I was going to put you on the spot, right?
But why not? Why not?
But that's on a lighter note.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pull your leg. But
well,
you know, I
we'll
like
consider
it.
it.
I like it when people go into business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times you hear, oh, you don't have to look at the money. You have to look at the the problem you're solving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's true. But I say, look at the money. Look at the money, and because you're looking at the money,
right?
Note that you should solve a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the two work hand in hand, right?
Yeah. So you know, as a people, we always want to say, oh, you see, you don't focus so much on the money. You have to focus on, the fact that you're helping society. Then when you solve that problem, it comes with money.
It comes with money.
I say, think about the money, and because you want to make money genuinely, look out for a problem in society that you can solve and make money.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I agree with
you. We say, oh, no, I mean, it's not about the money. It is about the money.
You need money to run the business. So,
my brother, you need money. You need money. It's very, very important. So let's have our inspirational song. And, I started the show with the ever praised Afro medley. So I'm dropping another song. This one is from Enam. Listen. Daryl, you love this one. Listen
All right.
to this. That's our inspirational song for today.
Mama ora gbana vai na mi akokoba na mi da son ya mi la mi afoka nya mi na mi aga klicha minya dolalo togbi o mi no hi a jogger banku na futo a hobi o mo gaji mi apomi o nya vivio so mi la saloe Ma Barcelona, uma sangra cavai. Mogaji mi akpomio mi akpovo cavai. Obio mogaji mi akpomio Navana mi lo, Navana mi. Navana mi lo. Mi bula mama Mogaji mi akpomio mi bula goma Ami Pipo da wa trozo ya irao Ami Mauga sa ukbadura Ami Wa vazu chirula Ami
And that's Enam with Amin. That's our inspirational song for today. I think this is the song that got her as the best, female vocal performer at the TGMA.
Yeah, my sister.
Yes, Akoto Boateng.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, teacher Kofi. Afwa.
Mauta Milagbe.
Elefine.
Melefine.
Elegigim.
I don't understand what I've never heard Elegigim in.
I'm just mixing the language. I'm mixing my father's side and my mother's side.
Okay, because
because
where you're going, if I go there with you now, it's another matter.
Do better.
Do better.
Do better.
Kwaku Asante.
Yeah, Papa Winston. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very fine. I hope we are all doing great this morning.
Oh, as you can see, God is still taking very good care of His children. Akoto Boateng, you said you are mixing you're doing code mixing. You're mixing this is not code mixing. You're mixing your father's side and your mother's side. This is your father's side.
Enam, yeah. Good song.
Oh no, it's a very good one.
Takes me to Swedish House Mafia. Don't you worry, child. Heaven has a plan for you. Everything will be well. Challenges. You jump over the hurdles, something like that. That's the context.
There's a part of the song that says, and I'm not going to quote her verbatim. I mean, her dialect is not a dialect I know, but I would say it in the dialect I know. No dimide omega kpomi. Basically, let them not find you. So it talks about all the bad spirits and all the evil ones who are looking for you. Let them not find you. And I like that part.
Let them not find you.
Or they will not find you. No dimide.
You'll be sheltered under the wings of your Creator.
That's what she says.
And you'll be protected.
But in this case, she says
everything you touch will turn into
she
gold.
makes reference to, our traditional herbs.
Yeah.
And it fits into, a conversation we're having today. You see, because the most important thing in life is knowing what works for you. And knowing what works for you, my brother, Africa is blessed.
You know,
Ghana is blessed.
When COVID hit, my mother gave me a concoction that we used to drink at home. Pure traditional herbs, right? I used to test every 2 weeks for COVID. For some reason, I never tested positive.
Well, were you working in the hospital?
No. We're still going to work, and I had a new baby. And
Oh,
so I
yeah,
just needed to
yeah.
be sure that I was protecting the family because you'd always leave home and go to work. I never caught COVID. And within that period, I never got a flu till this year. I stopped drinking that thing. Or there's medicine in the food we eat and the things our herbs and.
No problem. We'll get there today. Let's get into our fuel tip for today.
Yes, our fuel tip: children should never be left to roam around dispensing areas or gas handling points. Keep them close and under full supervision at all times. A moment of carelessness can lead to serious harm. And Coma cares about every family's safety. So note this and work with this.
And we can now learn how to say it right. It's brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say either, I say either. Oh, I could really use a holiday. How I wish someone would put me up in a 5-star suite for a night or two. That would be nice. Do you know what else would be nice? If people stopped saying suit when they meant suite. The word suite means a set of connected things, like a set of connected rooms in a hotel. It could also mean a set of matching furniture or even a set of related software products. That's suite. S-U-I-T-E. A suit, S-U-I-T, on the other hand, is a matching jacket and trousers or jacket and skirt made from the same material. It could also be a civil case brought before a court. Now, we know how to say it right. All that remains is for someone to actually take me up on my 5-star fantasy so I can put on my suit and go get that suite.
And that's how you say it right. But you know, your customer has not paid yet, but your business still has bills to pay. Don't let unpaid invoices slow down your business. With Societe Generale Ghana's factoring and invoice discounting solutions, you can get up to 80% of your invoice value upfront while we follow up with your clients for payment on your behalf. Okay, that means better cash flow and less time chasing payments. Let's help you keep your business moving. Visit any SG Ghana branch or call 0302-214-314 today. Visit any Societe Generale Ghana branch or call them on 0302-214-314 for more information. Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you.
And the Kingdom Books and Stationery Back to School promotion is still here. Excuse me. It's running till the 30th of September. Kwaku, have you bought your books for this new academic year?
Oh, some books with the
But have you bought your pens, your like your notes pads and all those things?
Winston has to make sure.
Yes.
Winston has to supply some cash.
Kingdom Books is giving you 15% discount on all school items. Okay, so if you are in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takoradi, Winneba, and Cape Coast, go to any of their outlets and shop and get a 15% discount on all school items. And if you need more information, you call 0302764101 or you visit the website kingdomstoreonline.com. Kingdom Books, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's get into the newspapers now. The newspaper review brought to us by Syntax Tanker. You're stronger, you're tough. Kel Chaco toothpaste, happy smile and style, your quality and affordable fuel for all.
The Daily Guide, NPP chairmanship raised over 50 constituency chairmen back Ejakon and treat communities as development partners, not landowners. The good boss CEO Sami Jenfi speaking. Respond to Kwehu Kingmaker's petition. Shraj to Eugene Asante Bwedi is that story is also on the Daily Guide front page. And then minority calls Gold Board to answer for 22 billion cedi gold sales loss. All of that on the front page of the Daily Guide.
The Daily Graphic, government pays 10.8 billion Ghana cedi to DDEP bond holders. More patients sue health facilities, and minority demands answers to 22 billion Ghana cedi Gold Board loss. BOG is also leveraging digital transaction data to support SMEs. And if you go to the back page of the Daily Graphic, residents demonstrate over the neglected Brekuso-Kitasu Road. They are demanding immediate resumption of work on the 22-kilometer project. And 2 organizations promote Etiwa forest protection.
Russian envoy hails the leadership of Nkrumah, Kofi Annan and President Mahama is on the front page of the Inside newspaper. And powerful BDCs reportedly lobby MPA to build regional depots in bid to neutralize burst energies, and Strait of Hormuz will remain shut, says Iran, as U.S. strengthen intensified economic warfare. Ghana must move from AI adoption to ownership, says Abed Bandim, and FDA urges public to avoid food products with peeling, stained, or discolored labels. And then GBA vacates criminal justice, Google demurs.
If you go to the Ghanaian Times, ban aboboyas from highways, stakeholders demand.
The news center okay.
There are other stories. Please hold on a little. And GIPA Guta agree measures to protect local traders, and minorities demanding answers on Gold Board's 22 billion Ghana cedi loss, and oil output rises after years of decline.
The news center, Bank of Ghana Gold Board must explain 22 billion cedi loss as a minority. Ghanaian miners lack capital to compete with foreign firms, stakeholders, and own more, retain more. That is immediately the Gold Board CEO as he outlines new vision for ownership of value addition and transformation of mining communities.
The Chronicle, Gold Board imposes $1.7 billion debt on BOG. This is according to the minority, with references from the IMF reports. Kingsley Ajiman calls for dedicated fund to tackle Africa's flood risk, and Baumia leads all NDC hopefuls in 2028 race. This is an APL poll.
The Ghanaian publisher, minority demands answers over 22 billion gold program loss. APL poll, Baumia leads NDC hopefuls, and gold must transform Ghana's communities. Gold Board CEO.
The final newspaper for the morning, BNFT Gipa Guta outline roadmap to protect informal retail space. Open banking reforms to unlock financing for SMEs. This is the BOG. And Beyond Breach series launched to address AI governance, cybersecurity challenges. There is also a story about Ghana trailing La Côte d'Ivoire in exploration race, even though we have our record gold output for 2025. And BOG inaugurates council to drive non-interest banking.
Okay, let's go online now. And the online news review brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest.
So send money from your Zenith Bank account to 27 African countries with PAPS. No stress, no delays. Dial *966#. Select Zenith Cash, choose cross-border transfers, and simply follow the prompts. You can also visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide or enjoy the convenience of Zenith Internet Banking for your cross-border transfers, whether you're paying suppliers, supporting loved ones, or settling bills across the continent. Zenith Bank makes it fast, secure, and seamless with PAPS, the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. Start your cross-border PAPS transfers today with Zenith Bank and experience true convenience. Zenith Bank in your best interest. MyJoyOnline.com. Gold Board had design defects that could have been avoided. Professor Boateng. Government pays 10.8 billion DDEP coupon in full and on schedule. Joy FM to host maiden back to school prayer fest ahead of new academic year. And don't credit Gold Board for Ghana's macroeconomic stability. That is Professor Boateng. GCAA owes GMET over 50 million cedis in statutory payments. That is Director General speaking. And Gold Board has plugged gold smuggling leak and crowded in FX. That is Professor Boateng speaking again.
If you go to citynewsroom.com, government pays 10.8 billion cedis DDEP coupon to bondholders in full. So Ato is forcing. Now, more stories. Petroleum Commission saves Ghana $2 billion, uncovers $229 million oil cost infractions. And Gold Board's $1.7 billion losses are transaction costs, not failure. This is Steve Mantial speaking. Unemployed graduates with disabilities to picket at Jubilee House today. And 3-month-old baby girl found abandoned in bush at Ada.
Now, the bit about, Steve Mantial, okay, transactional losses. Mm-hmm. It will be important to note how Gold Board and the BOG intends to deal with this, how they intend to deal with this. And so I'm waiting patiently for the CEO of Gold Board to take his stand at the Government Accountability Series today. after that, we'd have that conversation, because at some point, we need to look at the numbers, find out what's really happening, and how we can reduce the losses. That's a conversation. That's a conversation we must have. It's it's very, very important, and we must also begin to deal with the challenges. So, what would cause Gold Board to make transactional losses? Is it because of the kind of gold they purchase? Is it because there are people who are prepared to actually buy these gold, at prices that the Gold Board, cannot sell? So, for instance, are there some middlemen who are prepared to give these, small-scale miners prices that Gold Board, when it intends to sell, may not get? We have to have that conversation and deal with it.
So, there are transactional losses on the part of the Republic of Ghana, right? I'm using the Republic because BOG is ours, Gold Board is ours.
Yes.
Who makes those transactional gains?
Good question. Let's get into the details. We'll find out this
Who is at
afternoon.
the end of that value chain?
It's important we find
making
out.
gains from that. And has the government accepted the $1.7 billion figure as the actual losses in 2025, or we should stick to the $214 million figure?
Well,
that
the
was in
200,
the
214, the BOG is not 204. The $214 million was an IMF, document that stated that, and that was, I think, half-yearly report.
Yeah.
So what the minority is making reference to now is that the end-of-year report from the IMF indicates that the loss was at $1.7 billion. And that's why they put that out. BOG talks about a $9 billion loss in its financial statement.
Yeah.
So these are, and like I indicated, I'm waiting. Let the Gold Board, because this is a conversation you must have, looking at the whole domestic gold purchase program in detail. Wait, Gold Board will take its stand today, and then we can have the conversation. Let's get into the details of the newspapers.
Yes, let's do some politics stories in page 3 of the Daily Guide, because it says MPP chairmanship race. Over 50 constituency chairmen back a Jakon. A story by Ebenezer Amponsa says more than 60 constituency chairpersons of the New Patriotic Party from various parts of the country have thrown their weight behind the national chairmanship bid of Boateng Jakon, who picked his nomination forms yesterday ahead of the party's upcoming national executive elections. The chairpersons, drawn from several constituencies, including Central, Ashanti, Eastern, Western, and Greater Accra regions, among others, joined him as he picked the forms. They said their decision was based on their conviction that Mr. Jakon had the leadership qualities required to rebuild the party and position it for victory in the 2028 general election. I think the MPP chairmanship race is filled with heavyweights. I mean, Boateng Jakon is a very heavyweight. John Boadu, another heavyweight. And then there is Paul Afoko, a former national chairman himself. So it will be interesting. 3rd October.
And wouldn't to me that they pick a form
no,
for
but
him?
the MPP's constitution says, if you are convicted for 10 years of any offense, you are not allowed to. He's in for
but
20
he's
years.
appealing, so he's
Well, pardoned.
No, he's appealing.
He hopes to be pardoned.
No, he hopes to win the appeal. But yesterday also I learned that Nana Akoto is contesting as first vice chairman of the NPP. And, he's one man who's always joined us here on the show whenever we had political discussions. He's a fine politician.
Yeah.
And look, for the sake of the country's politics and the country's development, because what you're likely to have is that the people who go into politics are the people who may end up running the affairs of the state. Nana Akoto is a fine gentleman. He's one person that I personally admire. And I'm happy that he's decided to offer himself for election.
We need the best people across the board to manage our political systems and manage our states and the affairs of the states so that we grow.
Exactly.
Because you look at the state's interest and governance authority, a lot of the reports we've seen of state-owned enterprises and how they are struggling. Because we are picking from the political class. So we need the best in the system. And anyway, let's go to the Daily Graphic. Government pays 10.8 billion Ghana cedis to DDEP bondholders. Samodo Ablodepe writes that the government has paid 10.82 billion Ghana cedis to bondholders under the Domestic Debt Exchange Program. This brings the total amount paid to bondholders since 2025 to 41.36 billion. The Ministry of Finance told the Daily Graphic that the third DDEP coupon payment was made fully in cash at the close of business yesterday. And the source said the payment was also made in full and on schedule, demonstrating the government's fiscal discipline and firm commitment to meeting all its debt obligations. Winston, what does it mean? Does it mean that money will be hitting a lot of people's accounts? And there'll be money flowing in the system?
Well, what it means is that people will get their money. You had invested. The expectation was that you have their funds. They've paid the funds. What you do is up to you. I know also that once that happens, as a way of curbing inflation, the Bank of Ghana will float some, and the government will float some, will put out some instruments to mop up these funds. Okay, but what it actually means is that people will have money.
So there is money coming into the system.
There's always money in the system. It depends on the side of the system you are. Let's get into other stories.
There's the story about banning aboboyas from highways. Stakeholders are demanding this in the Ghanaian Times. Now, the story says the increasing carnage on the country's roads has triggered renewed calls for urgent government action, with stakeholders demanding tougher enforcement of road safety laws and decisive measures. The calls follow the Ofankor accident, which claimed 11 lives. And among those calling for immediate action is a former United Nations governance expert, Professor Duajiman, who described the tragedy as a wake-up call. And he's proposing an immediate ban on 2- and 3-wheeled motorized vehicles, including motorcycles and tricycles, popularly known as aboboyas or praja, from using major highways.
I support that.
You ban two-wheelers and 3-wheelers from using major highways?
I support the ban on tricycles using major highways.
So if I give you an example, between, say, Rara and the next town, the next small town on that Eastern Corridor Road, should we allow aboboya to use that road because it's a major highway?
And I give you the the other example.
Yeah.
If that is the major means of transport, we should create a bypass for them.
We should create a bypass for the aboboya in those communities along the highway.
Development is not cheap.
Between Aseche and Jema, we should ban motorbikes from using and aboboya from using those roads.
Development is not cheap. Time now for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us, Glyco will cushion you for life. And Bell Malt, shine your greatness. Bell Malt, a new malt experience.
Today, we meet the founder who built a multi-million-dollar global search engine optimization agency that helps businesses get found online. Harry Sanders reflects on being homeless at 17, finding a way out, and the future of search engines in the age of AI.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up from the BBC World Service, The Interview, conversations with the people shaping our world, with me, presenter Paddy O'Connell. For this episode, I speak to Hunter Biden, son of former US President Joe Biden. He talks about the toll his drug addiction took on the family, his father's ill-fated attempt to run for a second term, and the controversial decision taken by Joe to give Hunter a presidential pardon.
I am the most privileged person as it relates to that there could possibly be. I was one of one, and I'm eternally grateful for it. Was it good for our Constitution? Was it good for the American people? Was it good for my dad's legacy? No, on all counts. It's something that is easily criticized, and for good reason. And I can't pretend otherwise. All I know is that I'm grateful that he did it for me. And all I can say to anybody out there is that what would you have thought of my dad if he did not do that for me?
Hunter Biden. More on The Interview after the news.
BBC News with Govinda Gill. The United States has suspended 50% tariffs on some Canadian goods that were due to come into force about now. President Trump said a deal had been reached and the measures would be paused for 3 days, subject to documents being finalised. Takara Small is a journalist with Canada's CBC in Toronto.
3 days for the Canadian government and the U.S. government to come to an agreement. I will say that Canadians themselves are on edge. Obviously Trump has often said things publicly that haven't come to fruition behind the scenes, but a 50% tariff would hurt Canadian small businesses as well as consumers. This is something that would hurt an economy that just recently as well had a slight recession, a little bit of a quarterly pullback.
Goods worth some $20 billion a year would have been affected by the tariffs. The Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney said there was still important work to be done. President Zelensky is facing one of the most significant challenges to his authority since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine began after his former defense minister called for elections. Mikhailo Fedorov, whose sacking last month led to widespread protests, said democracy could not be held hostage by Russia. Ukrainian MP Ivana Klimpushtsin-Sada has told the BBC elections in wartime can't be free and fair, as required by international election standards.
Mr. Fedorov is suggesting some solutions of the magic wand type. Our constitution does not allow the elections during the wartime. And secondly, you cannot hold, unfortunately, democratic elections according to the OSCE standards during the war, and definitely would not serve the purpose of reuniting the society in Ukraine.
Israel has opened up bids for the construction of more than 1,000 homes in a strategically important area of the occupied West Bank as the government seeks to end any chance of a Palestinian state. Plans to build on the so-called E1 area have long been internationally condemned. Settlements are illegal under international law. The world's biggest humanoid robot manufacturer, Unitree Robotics, has made a commanding stock market debut in Shanghai. Its shares soared more than 500%. The Chinese company has drawn global attention for its operations, with its latest supposedly able to run faster than the former Jamaican sprinter Usain Bolt. Here's Nora Fogarty.
China is very serious and is putting money behind its efforts to become a global powerhouse in AI, and that strategic competition with the US is real and indeed there. So don't forget, earlier in the year we had a listing from the chip maker CXMT. They also did very well. They're trying to become a bigger player in the advanced semiconductor space, and now robotics as well.
BBC News. The United Nations has warned that the increasing use of drone warfare is placing civilians and aid workers in danger. In a new report, the UN says armed drones killed 80 civilians in Ukraine in April alone. Meanwhile, in Sudan, 80% of civilian deaths this year have been attributed to machines. A new report has found women make up nearly 70% of all global healthcare workers, but are severely underrepresented in leadership roles. Joe McFadden has more details.
Women make up more than 80% of all nurses worldwide, but account for less than half of doctors. Similar patterns were observed across dentistry and pharmacy, where women were more likely to work as assistants than as dentists or pharmacists, while 90% of community health workers and all 97% of midwives are women. The study also found that the global healthcare workforce nearly tripled between 1990 and 2023, with women driving most of that growth. An estimated 34 million healthcare workers were still needed to achieve moderate universal health coverage, a key World Health Organization goal.
Hungary's new president, András Baka, takes office today. His predecessor was accused by the new government of being a puppet of former Prime Minister Viktor Orban and forced from office. Mr. Baka, who is a full judge, will have little power at the head of state, but he has said he will stand up to the government if necessary. Campaigning has begun in Nigeria ahead of January's presidential elections, with concerns about persistent security problems and the spiraling cost of living expected to dominate discussions. President Bola Tinubu is seeking re-election, but his popularity has slumped among young voters. The leading contenders include the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former State Governor Peter Obi. BBC News.
Hello, I'm BBC presenter Paddy O'Connell, and this.
not just another bank.
What will the world need tomorrow? Smarter systems, bolder thinkers, people who don't just use technology but build it as well. At Academic City University, that's exactly whom we train. Whether you're starting your undergraduate degree or advancing with a master's program, from business and communication arts to engineering and computational sciences, our programs are built with industry for real-world impact. You won't just graduate with a certificate, you'll graduate ready to solve, build, and lead. The future belongs to those who are prepared. Are you ready? Call 0594 030 308. Academic City University, educating future-ready leaders.
Gino Pepe, how jolly hot lala, natural red color, same intense flavor. Gino Pepe powder, me jolly a jankasa. No MSG, no salt, no preservatives. Gino Pepe powder, truly hot, oh la la. Consistent heat, put the air fryer, over filio. Gino Pepe powder.
Well, this is the Gold Board scorecard, and as you know, Gold Board has been there for a year. A lot of controversies about its existence. I want to pause for a second and bring some independent minds, but also those who have issues with Gold Board, and let's assess its impact a year on. So this is the 1 year verdict as far as Gold Board is concerned. And what was it set up for? It was set up to oversee and regulate gold buying, selling, assaying, refining, and exports. We also know that one of the key reasons it was set up was to generate foreign exchange for the country. It has been a major challenge over the years. Generating foreign exchange, as far as gold is concerned, has been an issue because of the significant smuggling that we have witnessed over the years. If you don't have enough foreign exchange, it leads to a crippling of an economy like ours, because it's so fundamentally driven by imports. And so foreign exchange is so critical. I can overemphasize that. So they created this special purpose vehicle called Gold Board to drive that agenda. But linked to that is reserve accumulation by the BOG, which is also very fundamental. It sort of brings great confidence into an economy when you have huge reserves. It just gives you peace of mind. And I always like to cite the Sri Lanka example. When your foreign reserves get to zero, you are in crisis. You are not able to import goods into your country, and that's what happened in Sri Lanka. They were not able to even import finished petroleum products. It led to riots, and the president had to run away. And so building this is significant indeed. And we'll see what the results have been over the period since Gold Board was created, whether they're achieving these three big objectives for which it was set up. Now, if you look at the mining sector before Gold Board itself, there were challenges there. It was fragmented, right? Gold buying, the gold system itself was fragmented. Ghana had captured mainly, we're just taking royalties and taxes, and a huge chunk of what we're producing locally was being smuggled out of the country. And there was also weak traceability, which is still an issue, by the way. And I know Gold Board is trying to work around that to try and bring the traceability question, trying to solve that traceability question. But if you look at the before Gold Board, the smuggling question between 2019 and 2023, the numbers there are jaw-dropping indeed. And this 11.4 billion attributed to smuggling is according to the Swiss Aid report. It tells you instantly how much we were losing purely because of smuggling. You need to pluck this particular hole. Consider we went to the IMF for 3 billion. This is almost 3 times, 4 times that amount, just leaving the shores of this country. We're not able to tax it. We're also not able to use it to build and accumulate foreign reserves and to bring in foreign exchange. And then another challenge that Gold Board appears to have resolved, it relates to the small-scale mining as against large-scale mining. And this all is the 2024, right? If you look at small-scale mining in 2024 and 2025, 2024, we didn't have Gold Board. So we're talking about 1.9 million ounces of gold produced by small-scale miners. In 2025, by the time the year ended, we're talking about 3.5 million. That's almost twice in volume there. And you compare that to large-scale mining, we now know that the small-scale mines are overtaking the large-scale mines in terms of production. And this, again, Gold Board takes the credit for it. So this is all the situation with Gold Board after. And then you come to gold exports. The Gold Board, a year on, you're looking at 10.3 billion before 2024. We're talking about 20.9 billion in 2025. So the numbers are huge. And many point to that to justify the Gold Board experiment. It's been a year, we are still experimenting. A lot needs to change to perfect it. Can we perfect it? The benefits are weighing the negatives. The minority did a press conference today. We'll hear their thoughts on that subject very shortly. A year on, should we keep the Gold Board? Should we tweak it? Should we review it? And what must happen to it to deal with the challenges that I'll quickly point out shortly. But then you look at the Gold Board's impact and focus here on 2025 when it comes to the currency. It's appreciated 40.1%, historic appreciation indeed. Because if you look at 2024, we're talking about depreciation of 19.2%. Even this year, with the fluctuations, it's been very slow, but there's been changing impact on the cedi. As of July, depreciation is just by 9.5%. But this was historic, and Goldberg takes credit for that too. The question is, how do you sustain this over a period, and what happens when something happens to gold prices? My guest will weigh in on that big topic too. Now, key indicators, the reserve status question, which I raised earlier. You just see here in 2024, we're talking about 13.8 billion we've accumulated, again, down to Gold Board, with just 9.1 billion before Gold Board came into play. So all the indicators say this has been good. Even when you look at its financials, as it was published by Gold Board itself, you're looking at the surplus of 5.4 billion. So these numbers rolls off your tongue, but it just tells one side of the story. And then you look at the IMF report. The IMF report is telling us something really serious in terms of the red flags being waved at us, which is the point on the BOG incurring losses. Huge jaw-dropping losses, 22 billion worth of losses, and which is what the minority has been flagging today at their news conference, raising fundamental issues and promising that there will be some accountability as far as the Gold Board is concerned. I mean, is this sustainable? And the Gold Board insists that this isn't a loss. I'll ask my guests how they explain this 22 billion number. What is it? What is its impact? And can we sustain it the way it's been run right now? Or something must happen to review the Gold Board structure to reverse some of the issues that have been flagged and fix them by the IMF. And then you look at the source of the BOG losses as relates to the gold. A few things. High service and assay fees is one of the key issues. High trading margins, and then you have the high off-taker cost. But you're also looking at the buying gold at Forex Bureau prices, which means that you're having Forex losses, which is huge indeed, and taking a hit at Gold Board itself and the way you operate. But because of these challenges, we've seen some transition happening. BOG is letting go of its domestic gold purchase program operations, and Gold Board is taking full control of that. And hopefully that, for those who watch this space, believe it may free up BOG to focus on this core mandate, and Gold Board can carry that burden. It was a baby, it needed help. Now it can stand. It was crawling, now it can walk. But can it run? And what did it take to get Gold Board to run? My guest will weigh in on that for us. And then look at the operations again in terms of what it means with the transition we're seeing. The BOG will now no longer bear gold-related financing risk that the IMF has flagged. They will only handle the FX operations, which is important. There's a mandate of the BOG to do, and the BOG and government will cover all operations costs. So that's going to now be moved onto the government's books. What that will mean for the economy itself and our fiscal policy, we will learn a bit more about it. Sammy himself has been speaking about these changes, and it says there's no component of gold that we can trace. And so that's an issue that needs to be resolved itself. My guest will weigh in. And when I return before we talk, I have an editorial, very brief editorial, a rebuttal to the Ghana Water Limited and its managing director, since we're talking about gold, as far as Galamsey is concerned. Last week, Wednesday, we did a show here on PM Express, and we talked about the challenges we had in accessing stability data, right? And one of the challenges, of course, with gold board is that it may be fueling unknowingly the law of unintended consequences is what may be happening there. We did a show here and we raised the issues with stability numbers that we need. And when we made the point, the managing director has issued a statement countering that. But a lot of what he had put out was falsehood, fictitious, and inaccurate information that has been put together, misleading the public. So let's do that. Let me ask you.
Why? What's wrong?
Oh, come on.
But this rap is nice.
Yo, let it be nice.
It's nice.
Yo, let it be nice.
My name rap, my back, my name is cool. My mama can't miss him. Obey friend of course. Nidin the rose. Michelle, I know I share the milk. And in the milk. Hey, sister.
This is not.
Make other braka cool. Sweet attack about that. Charlie, it's like TikTok's first rap. Excuse me, it was the elder of a slim so big. Me say Amora, a parabola, papa.
It's better than this one.
How about Caesar?
No, Caesar, they're here and this guy, they are the same.
Do you remember being for Jehovah?
If you know, Osama
Kwaku. Oh, sir, man. Osama does better. As for Pharaoh improved, which is in a second album. But as for the first album,
leave my Pharaoh alone.
Charlie, nobody forced him to rap. Based on his performance in this song, on this track, you can rank him among the
worst. It's one of the most popular rap lines.
Because it was whack. So people liked it. People just people laugh. Would just perform and laugh with it. Anyway, this morning, I want us to have a conversation about food. Asante.
Yeah.
As part of our Sustainability Month conversation brought to us by MTN and Momo, we're talking about the food that your grandmother ate that could probably save your health, but most importantly, money. Have you figured out some of these foods?
For me, there's always been fufu. I mean, I don't joke with my fufu, so it's such a big time for me. But there's something that is called suwaka. I'm not sure if you know suwaka. You do know suwaka? It's on bitter leaves. You use it, and the soup tastes a bit bitter. Charlie, it was so good.
What did you have the suwaka soup?
Suwaka with either fufu or banku or omutio.
You have suwaka with fufu, banku, and omutio.
Yeah. Suwaka. Yeah. But you know suwaka. Do you know suwaka?
I know
suwaka. It was such a good time. And my grandma
suwaka,
and the other mom. Charlie, that's the family. May God bless her. So she.
Must represent.
Oh damn. So those were the oldies, those were the leaves, the kind of food that we ate. That's why I always struggle with all these fine dining and all these. Charlie, I went to some restaurant the other day and they gave me some jollof. The jollof is just small, plenty leaves. I was like, please, give me rice or please, let me go home.
But the greens are good for you.
Yeah, but those greens are not the greens I grew up on. I grew up on suwaka, ayoyo and all the other ones. But all these exotic, these ones, Charlie, I beg you. Give me some suwaka or give me ademe.
I
don't want this. Charlie, and it was such a struggle for me. I was just sitting there and the thing is mixed up. You can't separate the jollof from all these vegetables. So I gave up. I just sat down and I told them, I had eaten fufu before I came. Meanwhile, I was hungry.
So you wanted to go back to your fufu.
Charlie! So I just had to give up like that. So yeah, it's a good point about this leafy food that we had in the past. I haven't had ademe in almost 15 years. Can you imagine?
You've not had ademe?
Oh really?
Yeah.
Come to my farm.
Because I've just been eating fufu and
when are you free? Come to the farm.
There's ademe there.
Always.
Ademe then the one they use they cut the
oilless okra.
I can actually give you some to bring. No, you don't. Okay, you can't prepare it. Forget it.
They cut the brooms and then you use the broom to be hitting it like that. Oh no, God! I come call.
No, I can't give you. I can't help you to bring some home because you can't prepare it.
Oh, who said I can? I can, but it's time consuming. I only eat when I'm hungry. So the idea of going through the process of preparing food for almost an hour before I eat, it's such a.
But that's just what I've said.
So I just like to walk in. So it's not like I can't prepare it. I won't.
You won't. Okay, you won't prepare it.
Good.
Okay, no problem. When you marry, come, I'll give you some.
2048, I'll see you then.
I'll still be alive.
Yeah.
So I will give you. But look, this morning I want to share a tip with you. So we'll get into that conversation, okay? And it's very important because a lot of, there's one facility that says, let your food be your medicine and let your medicine be your food. And I can tell you, years ago, I went to a facility and after running a lot of tests, they asked what I would eat, what I normally eat. And Kojo Yankson and Akoto Boateng, when they changed my food,
yeah,
a lot of the problems I was going through, I didn't go through them again.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. Then later on, I went to the guy. I said, so you've asked me to stop this, stop that. How do I survive? He says, well, it will help you. But once a while, you can cheat. Once a while, you can cheat. But don't make it a regular. This morning, as part of the Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair, I'm sharing some tips with you, home ownership tips. Now, why pay rent forever when you can own? Kwaku?
Yeah.
Start your journey today with a Republic Bank home purchase mortgage. Your dream home is within reach. Up to 100% competitive and flexible terms and a seamless process. Call Republic Bank now on 0540-109649 or 0540-109901 or email myhome@republicghana.com. Republic Bank, we're the one for you, okay? If you can get a home, Charlie, why pay money to somebody?
Yesterday, I was having a conversation with someone, and she told me she was going to rent a place for 10,000 cedis a month. Said, have you seen the Republic Bank Be Home package? If you have land and you are going to rent a place for 10,000 cedis a month, why not go to Republic Bank and talk to them? Get a facility, finish your own structure, and move in. So that the rent you'd be paying actually services that facility for you.
That's a very smart way to go.
There are a lot of people struggling with rent and home ownership, but they don't know that there are solutions. So just go to Republic.
Yeah, just go to Republic Bank. And look, if you earn 3,000 cedis, you can get a facility of close to 200,000 Ghana cedis. And that one, they would help you get, so you can acquire land. That's to help you get a land.
Your starter home.
And get a starter home.
Yeah.
You see, Kojo Yankson, people say, I want to just live in chamber and hall. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The chamber and hall, Akoto Boateng is here.
Build the chamber.
Chamber and hall, how much will it cost?
It depends on the specifications you give the structure.
Average.
No. When it comes to these things, I don't do averages. Because somebody would want this type of ceiling with these lights, with this finish and all those things. Okay. But practically, last week you spoke to Nanekia architect.
Yes.
And she used a reference figure of $1,000, for example, per square meter. So if your bedroom is, say, 4 meters by 4 meters, so 4 times 4 times 1,000, that's the cost of the bedroom. If your living room is 4 meters by, say, 5 meters, 4 times 5 times $1,000. Your kitchen, if it's, say, 3 by 4 meters, you do that multiplication. Then you give yourself 20% for circulation space, your corridors, your porches, so times 1,000. You get a sense of how much it would cost you. But there's something we call incremental building. Say, Kwaku said he wants a 7-bedroom house, or is it 6-bedroom house?
7.
If you have a very good architect design it for you, you can build it incrementally. So you can build your first master bedroom with some other facility. You move in. Foundation has been done such that you can always extend the foundation and build incrementally.
Yeah.
So you can move in and free yourself of rent.
Yeah.
And gradually add on to the building.
Yeah, you'll be building it.
So and if you come for the Habitat Fair mini clinics, these are some of the things you are going to learn.
Yeah.
We are going to help you free yourself from the shackles of not being a homeowner and always thinking about your next rent.
And rent will take 1 or 2 years. So if you're not careful, and you know the sad aspect, some actually go for loans.
Yeah.
To pay their rent.
I mean, if I look back on the rent I've paid since at least 2020, I mean, if I had a land then and I started something on it, I could have done something on it, moved in.
But now you'll be in.
Yeah,
but you don't have to miss the clinic.
So get the land this year.
Just that the idea of land
is far.
scares me. Land
and no
scares
place
me.
is far. If you want to look for land, put in your mind that no place is far.
Yeah, because at some point, East Legon was far from somewhere.
Yes.
So you just have to get there. I mean, if they finish the road, don't know all of a sudden become hot cake. So I need to.
Charlie, let's say good morning to Oswald. We've seen that some finishing is being done.
If you have money, get a land at Dodua. Charlie, it's not far.
It's not far.
It's not far.
Because if they finish the road, just Dodua streets, and you hit the road from the barrier there.
Practically, if you look at Greater Accra region, it's about 750,000 acres, or let's say 800,000 acres of land. It's too small. Now, from your western boundary of the Greater Accra region, so the Kaswa part to your CBD, it's not up to 50 kilometers. From your northern boundary in Sawam to CBD, it's about 30 something kilometers. From your eastern boundary, Ebri side to CBD, it's also not up to 50 kilometers. From the Dodoa side to CBD, some 50-60 kilometers. If the roads were good and people were driving at 60 kilometers per hour, if you look at the new LI, if you are driving around schools, hospitals, it's 30, within urban areas 50, on highways about 90. So if people are even doing 60 kilometers per hour consistently, you should be able to move from Dodoa to Accra in an hour. So Accra is not big. Accra is not large. It's small. It's the infrastructure to enable movement and transportation that we lack. And if we do this well, people can live anywhere, and this stress on accommodation will be removed.
Let's meet at the Achimota Retail Center, Achimota Mall, on Friday, this Friday to Sunday, 21st August to 23rd August. And let's have this conversation, okay? And the good thing is that Republic Bank will be there.
Yes.
They will sort you out.
Yes.
Oh boy, they will sort you out, and you have your, the money for your land or for your building project.
What's about you, key?
Sharp.
Now for a landlord and a landlady. Now barbecue, I'm not inviting you.
Now let's talk about water tanks because you need water. And I'm sure by now you know the secret to real water storage. It's simple. If your tank doesn't have the tortoise on it, then you know that's not the correct tank, because the tortoise tank, Syntex tank, is a champion of water tanks, strong, durable, and built to handle a Ghanaian weather. Rain or shine, Syntex tank has your back. So by people go outside, check your tank. If it doesn't have the tortoise on it, then you know it's time to upgrade. Join the Syntex family today and enjoy water storage that's tough like a tortoise. Call 0244-335-168 to buy now, or find one of their 400 agents nationwide. You can also shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, are strong, are tough.
Introducing Valex Lease Equip Limited, Ghana's leading photocopier leasing company. Why buy a multifunctional photocopier when you can lease and pay as you copy and print? Or design your own payment plan. Lease an A4, A3 heavy-duty MFP with sorter, stapler, finisher, production machine with sorter, stapler, finisher, and enjoy free toners, cartridges, free repairs, free maintenance, follow me printing, centralized monitoring of all staff, and nationwide coverage. Forget about all the unnecessary expensive gimmicks and save yourself over 60% cost. Join the hundreds of satisfied customers across every sector and all the 16 regions and lease an MFP from us. Visit us at www.valexlease.com. or call us on 0244-644-048, 0535-2086-61 or 0208-603312. Remember, Valex Lease is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. Valex Lease, affordable equipment, affordable document management solutions.
And we always say follow who knows road, right? There are some parents who know the road and they know what to do. And there are some parents who always have to go through stress when it comes to figuring out what breakfast to give their children every morning. There is Milo All-in-One for you. It's such a great option. It has a creamy, delicious taste kids can't have enough of. And there's more to the Milo All-in-One than that rich, milky, chocolatey taste. There's so much goodness in every pack. So just take a moment to read the backpack and see for yourself. And it's important to also know the nutrients. They have a lot of nutrients combined with malt for that energy release, cocoa for that rich taste, and milk for calcium to support them as they grow. So keep choosing Milo All-in-One, not just for that special taste, but also for that nourishing goodness. Milo, energy to go further.
So hear me out. Your phone buzzes and you realize Cowbank has just credited your account with 5,000 Ghana cedis. Just like that, oh. You're literally screaming a buck a day in the middle of wherever you are. If you are in your bed and you scream like that, you know, it's refreshing. but note that you have a partner to share the money with. And that's exactly what is happening right now with the CarBank Abakade promo. Here's all you have to do. Deposit 500 Ghana cedis or more into your CarBank account and stay fully active. Every month, 5 lucky winners take home 5,000 cedis cash. And at the grand draw, one fully active CarBank customer walks away with 100,000 cedis. The best part is the more you deposit, the better your chances of winning. You can deposit straight from your bank app, from your CarBank app or USSD via mobile money at any CarBank branch or agent near you. You can also use any of their cash accepting ATMs. Honestly, there's no excuse. Do not sleep on this. Move money into your CarBank account right now and you could win big in the Abakade promo. CarBank Abakade runs from now to the end of October 2026. CarBank Forward Together, terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Have you heard about the incredible benefits of Exilium from Total Energies? Let me tell you more about this premium fuel with its amazing 3-in-1 power. Total Energies introduces Exilium new formula, the additive enriched fuel with its powerful 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life and lowers your fuel consumption. Thanks to the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear and detergent additives, Exilium new formula also lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption while reducing carbon dioxide emissions. You will drive, sir. Experience the difference with Total Energies Exilium new formula. Choose Exilium. Choose quality.
Now, the Chartered Institute of Taxation Ghana is inviting you to the 2026 Annual International Tax Conference, which begins today. It begins today, ends on Friday, 21st of August, 2026. The venue is Alisa Hotel in Accra. Special guest of honor is Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. And the theme is Tax Reforms in Practice, Implication for Businesses and Tax Administration. The theme presenter is Professor Robert Dakose of the University of Ghana. If you've not registered, it's not too late. You can call 020-666-7888. 020-666-7888. And it's happening today. It's starting today to Friday.
And you know what? From now till the end of October 2026, Bank of Africa is offering short-term loans at very slim rates to salaried workers. Look, they understand you have urgent needs to sort out, and that's why they give you that quick turnaround time. And so whether it's school fees, car maintenance, or that much-deserved family vacation, Bank of Africa will sort you out fast. Visit the nearest branch or chat Fafa at boaghana.com to sign up. You may also WhatsApp them on 0244338226 for inquiries. Terms and conditions apply. Sometimes all you need is a quick fix. Bank of Africa, strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Yes, welcome to Heritage Christian University, located in Amasaman behind the Olympic Stadium. At Heritage, you are assured of values-driven education that prepares you for the world of work and challenges you to turn ideas into businesses that feed families and employ communities. Admission is in progress for a wide range of undergraduate and graduate programs. Call 0547777731 or 0532373100 or visit www.hcu.edu.gh for more information. Heritage Christian University, educating compassionate entrepreneurial leaders.
And if you are looking for that school that can prepare your child for further education to go to Heritage Christian University and the other universities, the CAS Christian Boarding School is calling you. If you're a career parent, we don't have time. The 9 to 5 is, in fact, in Ghana is 8 to 5. It's not giving us the opportunity to really take care of our children. So CAS is stepping in and giving you a great place your children can get the right education. They take children from 2 years right through to junior high school. They have small classes, proper meals, homework is supervised, and they have devotion every day in a safe, Christ-centered home at Nsawam Akwemo. Admissions are ongoing, and if you need more information, you visit caschristian.com or you call them on 055-705-9214. 055-705-9214. CAS Christian Boarding School, a caring home away from home.
So why stress when you can dig the soft life? Well, with Fidelity Digital Banking, you can use the mobile app to send money, pay your bills, buy airtime and data. You can also pay with GHQR, shop securely with your Fidelity Visa card, and even get instant support from Kukwa, our WhatsApp banking assistant, wherever you are. Sign up with Fidelity Digital Banking today. Dig the soft life. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Bell Malt non-alcoholic malt drink original is back, reloaded, and with a bang, bringing you an enjoyable malt refreshment every day. Its taste has been reimagined to be smoother, creamier, and more refreshing than ever before. carefully crafted with quality ingredients. The new Bell Malt is made for everyone who celebrates their greatness every day. Whether you are working at home, spending time with the family and friends, or simply taking a well-deserved break, the new Bell Malt non-alcoholic malt drink original is a refreshing companion for every occasion. Enjoy the rich malt taste and make every moment worth celebrating. Join the movement. Visit your nearest store to experience the new Bell Malt and share your Bell Malt moment on Instagram and TikTok at Bell Beverages GH. For bulk orders or inquiries, contact us on 0544 335900 or 0544 335800. Bell Malt, shine your greatness. Bell Malt, a new malt experience.
Stay with us. We'll return with sports and birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show.
If you did the cost benefit analysis, where would you put where would you stand? Would you stand more towards it's too costly, or the benefits outweigh the cost?
Well, my position after examining the data, and Evans, this is not a new position. I've been talking about this way back last year, that if you look at the losses we are talking about here, huge. They were design defects of the program. Okay. Let me put it that way. They were design defects because I'm sure that if with better planning and then expert input about the whole design, looking at the value chain approach, I am sure that we could have minimized these losses and vis-a-vis the benefit that we are getting. Okay, so in terms of the benefits, if we talk about macroeconomic stability, that is not the job of Gold Board. Macroeconomic stability comes from essentially fiscal and monetary, which is Bank of Ghana and all of that. So we cannot say that when it comes to macroeconomic stability, which essentially is the work of Bank of Ghana, and then the fiscal side, Ministry of Finance, Gold Board can take that benefit. Then when it comes to the cost, which the losses which sit in the books of Bank of Ghana, we have nothing to say or do about that. I think it's one country, it's one economy we are looking at and all of that. So my position is that, yes, I recognize the impact of Gold Board, and I celebrate the progress that they have made in terms of crowding in gold-related effects, which ordinarily would have been smuggled, would have lost the effects and all of that. But then again, if you look at the losses, okay, in here, again, that brings the question of whether we fully anticipated these losses from the beginning. And the reason I'm saying so is because of the posture of Gold Board and Bank of Ghana when actually in 2025, December 2025, the IMF published that the domestic gold purchase program had recorded losses of about $214 million. It was denied and all of that. So now we are talking about 22 billion Ghana cedis or 1.7 billion Ghana cedis. In fact, Evans, let me put this across, that if you adopt a holistic approach and look at the whole intervention we put in place, the losses actually exceed the 1.7 billion we are talking about here.
You mean even more than the 22 billion cedis equivalent?
Yes, because in addition to all these fees and charges, exchange rate related and the rest of them, government also abolished the 1.5% withholding tax that small scale artisanal holders should have paid. Is that okay? So that is also a fiscal loss that we have to give up in order to crowd them in. So you have all these losses sitting on the books of Bank of Ghana. Is that okay? In addition to that, we had to abolish the 1.5%. So if you look at the total gold exports from artisanal small-scale miners, which is more than $10 billion, is that okay? And you want to do the analysis in terms of the fiscal losses, which could have gone to our revenue envelope, probably to fund roads, schools, and infrastructure. We have to give up that one also. So, all in the name of trying to make sure that we are able to crowd in the FX related. So the losses, if you look at it,
brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go, and Bank of Africa and the Ghana Association of Banks say shine your eye. If you don't share it, they can't have it. Spot the fraud, stop the fraud. and Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa fear.
Yeah, we have a couple of messages coming in from our listeners. This one said, Joy FM, please wish Mercy Boji at Medina happy birthday from Johnson Adama Saman. And this one says, wish my daughter Arabella Irajua Ahiadeke of Beautiful Gate Montessori School a blessed second birthday. This is from her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Ahiadeke. Her siblings, Kezia, Eric, and Lemuel. We love you dearly. And this one too says, wish my junior sister Agnes Mensah, who stays at Manso Jeninso, a happy birthday. May this bring her joy, good health, and prosperity from Luis Suarez, signed by Dr. Abedi. So, and let me also congratulate Rodlin and Ohini for their beautiful wedding over the weekend in the United Kingdom. They had a great one and wish them blessed in their marriage and a happy. Also, good morning to Bin Laden. He's not Osama Bin Laden, just Bin Laden. He's at DVLA. I hope that he's having a great day today.
A belated happy birthday to Professor Fred Magbagon-Luri of Academic City University. Yesterday was his birthday. Belated one to you. Ian Agbenyaga of the Ghana Institution of Surveyors. Belated happy birthday to you. And special one going to Dr. Adra Neuropain and Seth Meyer. You are both celebrating your birthdays today. And Annie Ampofo, today is your birthday as well.
Annie of Ampofo.
Yeah,
oh,
today
okay.
is Annie's birthday.
She's now chilling in the UK or US.
US. She's working. She's not chilling.
Oh, okay, but you can do both.
Happy birthday to Dr. Geraldine Ashite, branch manager of EcoBank Ghana Tudu branch. Wishing you beautiful years ahead from all of us in the Tudu branch to you. And there's one also. I think I have a final two here. One that Kwaku's paper sent me. Okay. It says, happy birthday to Joyce Abna Eniniwa, who's branch manager, Weja branch Omni Basic Bank. And today is the birthday of Kwaku Dankwa, Kenya. Kwaku Dankwa is the owner of Kenya Pub at Ablaje.
Every 3 days, you wish someone who owns a pub happy birthday.
You're on your own.
What's it with you and Pops?
You're on your own. Let's get into the Sports Center now. It's brought to us by MTN. Switch to MTN's eSIM. Download my MTN app to go seamless today. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. DSTV, home of entertainment and high sense everyday prices for everyday people.
Some days business goes well, and some days one unexpected expense can just throw you off all your plans. That's part of the hustle. When you need a little support to keep things moving, Kashigbe Misika by Adishiman Savings and Loans day for you. If you're an MTN merchant, dial *178#, go to financial services, select loans, select Misika, and follow the prompts. You could qualify for an instant loan of up to 5,000 cedis. In time like this, you will say to yourself, Misika, day for me. Now, when do you need hearing aids? Now you are coming to the studio and
please deliver the Misika, Kwaku. Please leave at you alone.
In times like this, say to yourself, Misika, day for me. But how can you enter the studio and it's like you are visually impaired, please, and then why?
Deliver. Deliver the thing.
I'm done.
Okay, so if you need help, get Misika from MTN. Now, for over 130 years, Standard Chartered has been more than a bank. They've been a partner in progress, from helping establish Ghana's financial system to building businesses and connecting them to the world, from helping generations grow and protect their wealth to powering innovation and helping communities thrive. 130 years of expertise to drive cross-border connections that move businesses forward, support your financial and wealth aspirations, and to sustainably impact communities. As always, we believe we can achieve more by partnering together. Standard Chartered, here for good.
Achu has just made me punch him this morning. Achu, you don't feel that guy.
What has Achu done to you?
Yeah, but Achu shouldn't do that. You know, my people.
It's 7:45. Welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center with me, Victor Achitamaklu. Before the stories, the countdown is on. We've got 10 days to go for the 2026 Joy Sport Invitational Tournament, with anticipation building as more companies promise to deliver top performances at the University of Ghana Stadium on Saturday, August 29. Now, as you know, this year, the luckiest are the headline sponsors of the 2026 Joy Sports Invitational Tournament that's set to take the experience at this year's edition to a new level. Well, more and more of the companies are signing up. As I said, Premier Health Insurance, they have returned after participating in the two previous editions, were Chosen Hospital and Facility Center Limited also signing up for the 2026 Joy Sporting Invitational. The National Identification Authority and McDan Group have also confirmed their participation in the last 24 hours. And so if you want to join the growing list of teams that are lining up to participate in the Joy Sporting Invitational, simply call Slevin on 0242 376 445. 0242 376 445, or you can leave him a WhatsApp message or even a text message. Slevin will follow up with a direct phone call and then be able to complete your registration for you. In case you're also driving by, you can walk into the front desk of Joy FM and then pick up your registration forms and sign up for the 2026 Joy Sports Invitational. Moving on, we're just 16 days away from the start of the Ghana Premier League season, and clubs are stepping up preparations for the new campaign. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they intensify their operations with a 1-0 win over Hearts of Lions in a friendly at the University of Ghana Stadium. But head coach Eric Tinkler has been supervising the team for the past month. He's far from impressed with the state of pitches in Ghana.
The game was structured in 3 halves of 45 minutes. This is to ensure that all the new players the club has on its ranks each get minutes so that they can be assessed as the club is yet to settle on a squad for the upcoming season. The only goal of the game came in the second 45 minutes through Inosa Adams. It is the second friendly the team is playing here in Accra after also playing against Golden Warriors, a game they also won 2-0. Speaking in his post-match remarks, Coach Eric Tinkler said he still has work to do.
The players today showed me a lot of fight and desire to win the game. And you got to find ways of winning that game, even if it becomes ugly. Because ultimately that's what it's about. You know, the more games we can win 1-0, the more chance we stand at finishing higher up in the league. Today, I think, wasn't such a great performance, but I've seen us moving in the right direction.
The University of Ghana Stadium warm-up pitch has been the base of Asante Kotoko since they moved to Accra and have played 2 games on the pitch. But the head coach, Eric Tinkler, believes the pitch is not good enough.
Standard of the pitch it might not mean a lot, but massive importance. How are you going to improve a footballer on a pitch like this? You're not going to improve him because he's got to take 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches. Sometimes he's got to take 4 touches, loses the ball, he gets criticized. I can't teach them a lot when we're playing on poor pitches.
Eric Tinkler speaking there in that report put together by Ademo Benin Abdul Karim. Meanwhile, Ibisson Dubs have also been crowned Division 1 League Super Cup champions after beating Sempefi on penalties in Obuasi yesterday. The final ended 1-0 after 90 minutes before Dubs held their nerve to win 5-4 on penalties to lift their trophy. Joseph Ainga Walter was there.
The title was decided from the spot, with Ibusua Dwarfs converting all 5 of their penalties to edge Sempefi 5-4. Coach John Ebuafo praised his players for their fighting spirit.
It has to do with the players' commitment, determination, and tactical discipline. And I think that has brought us to this far. We determined to strive for success and probably come to the final and win the ultimate. And with determination and focus and concentration, I think we are here. And finally, we have won the trophy.
Sempefi, who had conceded a goal in the group stage, settled for second place after impressive run to the final. Coach Christian Bafo Akoto, however, ruled his side's missed chances.
To create a lot of chances like we have been doing, and we did create a lot of chances, especially in the first half, and we concluded the same way that I wish we wouldn't have, and we didn't take those chances. And I think we know what our issues are. That's the main thing. That's what this pre-season tournament is for, to see what our problems are and see how we can find solutions before the league starts. So as for me today, I'm happy with the performance, but we fell a bit short because we didn't really resolve the issues we've been having all tournament.
Earlier, Atram Divisa finished third after a 1-0 win over Nusupon Fidelity in the third place playoff.
That was Joseph Ahinga Walters' reports from the Division 1 League Super Cup that was played that ended over the weekend. Former Black Stars captain Andre Ayew is back in efforts to develop grassroots sports in Ghana. His support comes as the Ghana Anhui Chamber of Commerce and Industry donated more than 2,000 sports items to the Resource Mobilization and Partnership Committee of the NSA here in Accra yesterday. Elam Dafiamepo was at the event.
The donation follows the recent inauguration of the NSA's Resource Mobilization and Partnership Committee, which has been tasked with strengthening funding and developing strategic partnerships for Ghanaian sports. The package comprises 600 pairs of footwear, including peace canvas sneakers and casual shoes, as well as 1,520 piece t-shirts and motorcycles. Chairman of the NSA's Resource Mobilization and Partnership Committee, Samson Dean, expressed appreciation to the Ghana Anhui Chamber of Commerce for supporting the initiative, stressing that the constituency games are intended to create opportunities for young sporting talent, regardless of where they come from.
Is that he wants to see sports go every corner of the country. And for that matter, in his vision, he wants every member, every citizen to know about sports.
Former Black Stars captain Andre Ayew welcomed the donation and highlighted the importance of creating sporting opportunities for young people at the community level.
This donation is something huge because it's not just about football, it's about the constituency games. That's everywhere, every community, and so many sports. If you're a sportsman or a footballer, you cannot just be into football, but all the sports. But everything started from my grassroots.
Former Black Stars captain Andre Ayew speaking in that report put together by Elom Dafiamepo there. Well, his former teammates, Abdul Mumin, Black Stars defender, he's completed a move to Spanish side Girona, joining the club on a free transfer ahead of the new season. He's 28 years of age, he's a centre-back, and he signed a 3-season contract that will keep him at the club until June 2029. His arrival is expected to strengthen their options at centre-back. Here he is speaking after the unveiling.
The main thing that attracted me to Girona, I think, is the club itself, Girona. I think it's a club with a lot of history, and over the past years, the type of football they play is very attractive, and I believe that all footballers that wants to improve in their professional career, it's a project that they will look up to. So.
That was Abdul Mumin speaking there. Ghanaian youngster Jerry Efriye has also completed a move to Belgian side Genk from Saudi Arabian club Al Qadisiyah in the ongoing transfer window. He's 19 years of age and he signed a 5-year contract with the Belgian outfit. Elsewhere, former Arsenal and France captain Patrick Vieira, he's been appointed the new head coach of the Senegalese national team, replacing 50-year-old Pape Thiaw, who was sacked in the wake of the country's last 32 exits from the last World Cup. Barcelona, meanwhile, they've announced the signing of midfielder Rodri from Manchester City in a deal worth the region of £65 million. The 2024 Ballon d'Or winner has signed a 4-year contract at the new camp, returning to Spanish football for the first time since 2019.
Dear City fans, I found that saying goodbye is one of the most difficult things in life, but I'm going to try. It's hard to find the words to express how much gratitude, love, and support me and my family have experienced all these years. I remember how I felt when I arrived, signing for the big Manchester City. It was a moment of pure excitement. Wow, I'm going to play with Kevin, Aguero, Silva, Bernardo, John, and many others. I couldn't stop smiling. And then Pep, waiting to teach me everything from day one. Pep, I can tell you now, I couldn't handle all those tactics in my head. Thank you for the club, the fans, the staff, and my teammates. This journey couldn't be the same without you. My heart will always be blue.
Yeah, that's Rodri there saying goodbye to the Manchester City fans after some 7 years at the club where he literally won everything, including the Ballon d'Or. Now he's an FC Barcelona player. Juventus, they've also signed goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario from Tottenham Hotspur on a season-long loan, ending the Joy Sports Centre. Charlie, Winston, still, your friends are yet to sign up for the Invitational. I don't like that.
Which friends are those?
You have a lot of powerful friends who own businesses that come and pay the 12K or is it 10K registration fee for the joint?
But what is the? You see, actually, let's be specific, because I know some of my friends have signed on to it.
Add more.
So mention their names. See, this
more.
one at this point.
Add more.
At this point, we have to mention their names.
Yes. So give me the
because
names.
Because
and let me see the ones.
for instance,
if you mention and they have signed up,
I was telling somebody the last time that I would want to see the governor of the Bank of Ghana take the penalty kick.
Bank of Ghana.
Yes, I'd love to see the governor. I'd love to see Dr. Johnson Isiama.
Yes.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana. Come with his team to the Joy Sports Invitation.
Yes, Gold Board.
They should be there.
Petrocom. MPA.
Yes, that's the Petroleum Commission. But
yes.
MPA is part, right?
Okay, MPA is part.
Yeah, because they are the defending champions.
Yes, so Petroleum Commission.
Oh, they all have to be there. Now you're talking.
Equity Insurance, Providence Insurance.
Oh, yeah.
Star Assurance.
Oh, they have to be there.
All of them.
Oh, Equity hasn't signed up.
Our people.
Oh, where's Elton Afari?
Call Elton after SMS. Call Elton. Elton Afari, if you are listening.
Doctor.
In fact, all the
Frederick Elton Afari.
All the guys at Equity. Call your HR and your bosses and tell them that.
Oh, he will join.
That's for this one.
No.
This one is a family matter.
Elton Afari will join.
Family matter. They should just call Slavin.
Last year, he came dressed. Obi Kecha no accept penalties. Anyway, he's my brother, so I can tease him.
No, but it's been a year.
Yeah.
By now, I'm sure he has perfected.
Oh, you are suggesting that is this time we should reduce the size of the pool. No, we should reduce the size of the pool.
Everybody is looking for excuses. The other time, the Ghana Publishing CEO, he said, "Oh, they thought it would be the big post with a goalkeeper inside."
So that
if we put a keeper inside too, they will say that.
And the keeper see inside for you. They say the keeper see inside for you, or the keeper sugar in body. Thank you very much, Chachu. But folks, we mentioned all our friends, their names. They should join. But let's get interactive this morning. Social media messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Number 10 liver salt, a refreshing relief. Cowbell coffee with you every moment. But let me ask you, do you really know how money moves in Ghana? Well, at EcoBank, we know it doesn't move only on payday. It moves every day, connecting Ghanaians with their families, communities, and businesses. It's airtime sent to a sister, transport, money for daddy, support for a cousin's education, a contribution towards family funeral, and a helping hand when it matters most. In Ghana, money is more than a transaction. It is people supporting people, families helping families, and communities moving forward together. And that's why there's EcoBank, a bank built for the way Ghanaians and Africans move money, with one seamless banking experience across 34 African countries. EcoBank digital platforms connect people, businesses, and opportunities in Ghana and across the continent. Pay bills, transfer money, access ATM services, and manage your finances anytime, anywhere with the EcoBank mobile app. USSD *770#, EcoBank online and EcoBank ATMs nationwide. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. But of course, this one we want to hear from you. Okay, we want to hear from you telling us some of the, food from the past that you miss. The Akoto Boateng, it would be important to know this guy has been telling us about his green, Kwaku Asante. Which ones were your grandparents eating that you believe can save you today?
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot that we used to eat then. We have a lot of superfoods in this country that we've not paid attention to. And if we even want to expand the conversation into an economic conversation, we are importing so much food into the country. A lot of them some of them can be classified as junk, right? Which are causing all sorts of lifestyle diseases for us. So let's go back to the good old stuff. I remember Bambara beans. Those times we used to eat a lot of Bambara beans. We used to eat kunu. Yes.
I'll get back to you on that. I know Tubani. I'll get back to you on that, but we need to go for the Business Minute. It's brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts. Palladium Residences, Live Smart, Invest Better. SkySat Technologies, performance that delivers every time. And Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. CBG, we stand with you. Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts. Palladium Residences, Live Smart, Invest Better. SkySat Technologies, performance that delivers every time. And Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures. Gold Board is insisting it cannot be discounted for its contribution to Ghana's current low inflation and the recent appreciation of the cedi. This comes amid growing debate over the relevance of the Gold Board and its contribution to the Bank of Ghana's huge losses. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Siama, says rising tensions in the Middle East forced the Monetary Policy Committee to maintain the policy rate at 14%. The Ghana Investment Promotion Authority and the Ghana Union of Traders Association have outlined a roadmap to protect Ghana's informal retail sector. And in international business, US President Donald Trump says he will delay new tariffs on Canadian goods by 3 days as both countries work to finalize a trade deal. And that's the Joy Business Minute.
Welcome back from the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts. CBG, we stand with you. Palladium Residences, Live Smart, Invest Better. SkyStar Technologies, performance that delivers. And Pegasus Publishing, shaping minds, winning futures.
And if you want generators, you know the place to go is Anointed Engineering Services. They have generating sets, diesel generating sets, which are fuel efficient, ultra silent. The sizes range from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at very competitive prices. So go to Anointed, and for every generator you buy, you get 5-year warranty, and they also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. Their office is located at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light, and they also have 21 branches nationwide. So if you need any generator, any service, any professional advice on anything engineering when it comes to power, generators and plants, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, solar installations, you call them on 0243 480 334. That's 0243 480 334. Anointed are the generator experts.
And on big stories this morning, brought to us by Telecel, connecting energies, Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa, and Awake Natural Mineral Water, One for Life. We're going to be focusing on rent because if you go to KNUST, and that's a place you know very well, Akoto Boateng, at KNUST, you have students complaining about hostel fees.
Yeah.
Well, the hostel owners also say they can't do anything about it. The rent control department says, no, we're coming there. In the midst of all of this, I ask, so how do we ensure that we have affordable hostel facilities or accommodation facilities at our universities? Giving out land alone, does it help? Because if I look at the fact that as a business person, if I spend so much building a facility, I must get my money back.
Yeah.
So at what point do we say enough is enough? Let us help these, private developers. What can we do to make sure that we're able to build these facilities and rent them out affordably to students? But also this morning, I want us to do this. I want us to talk to the parents, okay? Tell us, for instance, what you make of the fees that you pay. And for the students, tell us how much you pay and whether that is affordable or not. We want the parents to tell us. We want the students also to tell us how much they pay. And then we'll do the analysis with it. But we cannot just sit down unconcerned and pretend everything is all right.
Yeah, we can't do that. And we have a big infrastructure gap when it comes to almost everything. Education, there's a big infrastructure gap. Healthcare, there's a big infrastructure gap. Production and manufacturing, there's a big infrastructure gap. Security and public safety, there's a big infrastructure gap. And there are a lot of things that the state must enable or the state must lead. And there are a lot of things that the private sector must also be encouraged to invest in. It's not a matter of we versus them or them versus us. It's a matter of us getting to the table and say, what is the infrastructure gap when it comes to accommodation for tertiary education? We know the numbers that the schools admit every year. And we know that a lot of the people have to find some kind of accommodation. So let's do the big number crunch and say, if Legon is admitting, say, if the population of Legon is, say, 80,000, and we know that about 90% of them come from different places and they need accommodation, how do we accommodate? Let's take stock of the accommodation on campus. Let's take stock of housing around campus. Let's see what is available. Let's see what can be added on, and let's fix it.
Yeah, and talking about housing available, because going to Cardiff University, there was something they did. They have the university's accommodation, and they have houses available that the university has some kind of a partnership with. So if you don't want the university accommodation, they can actually link you to these persons.
Yeah.
And they also would share with you, for instance, entities and how much you're expected to pay monthly.
Yeah.
If you decide. And look, in the UK, if you're a student, you don't pay council tax.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in there, that's it. You're studying, everything will be catered for you. I think it's about time we did so, because if anybody goes for a loan, if I go for a loan to go and build a hostel, the expectation is that I will pay the loan and pay myself.
Exactly.
So if I'm going to pay for the loan and pay myself,
You have to
how
put
do
your
I do
margins
that?
on it.
I have to put my margins on it. How do I do that?
Yeah, so
It's simple.
We've not designed a system to solve problems for us, and then we come reacting when we find problems with a system we've not designed, invested in, and managed. And so, going forward as a country, we really need to do this. We've known that our tertiary education population keeps increasing. We've known that we need this, but we've not put any proper plan in place. It's either the state is leading it or the state is enabling the private sector lead it. We've left the system to its fate. Then all of a sudden, giddy. Let's fix it immediately at once by force without consideration for all the factors involved in this.
Look, we need to look at something. First of all, the cost of financing a hostel is very important. We need to know. And apart from that also, we need to look at the loans themselves, the rates at which these developers will get their loans. Okay? And the refinancing period, the tenor of the loan is very, very important. Because if I am going for a loan at 14%, and I'm expected to finish paying the loan in, say, 5 years or so, what I may do, Akoto Boateng, or if let's say I'm supposed to pay in, say, 15 years. Now, beyond this, the expectation with the hostel is that I'll be able to take care of your electricity, water, and everything. Where there's a problem, I probably may, at some point, have to refinance the loan. So I'm still owing. Okay, I'm still owing. I go and take a loan from somewhere, settle this loan, and I still continue owing. If I do that, what it means is that I must still charge you to be able to pay. So when do I become free?
Let's look at a place like North Legon or West Legon. You will get you'll get a typical 4-bedroom house, and I don't want to use any big structure. Let's say a 4-bedroom house, townhouse for sale in those areas. For how much?
$1 million cedis or more.
No. $1 million cedis is too small.
Okay. At where?
East Legon, West Legon, townhouse.
Oh, it's more than $1 million cedis.
So let's say $100,000, right?
You're getting around $200,000.
Let's say $100,000. If I bought a house there at $100,000, 4-bedroom, and decided to use it for a hostel, and even decided to do 4 in a room, okay, 4 in a room times 4, 16 people, and I'm charging 10,000 Ghana cedis, right? That is 160,000 per. They charge per semester or academic year.
Academic year.
So 160,000 for the academic year. I bought this for $100,000. Possibly took a loan at, say, 10%. Okay, so it takes my cost to $110,000, and possibly I have to add some 10% of my margin to it because it's a business. So your cost is 110 plus another 10% on your cost. Okay, so you add 11,000 to this. It takes you to $121,000, right? There's maintenance of the building and all those things. So you put all your cost in and realize that it's expensive. The last time I used Unity Hall, which is a state-owned accommodation facility, as an example. If you look at the footprint of Unity Hall right now, and you say that you want to build something like Unity Hall at even $400 per square meter, or $500 per square meter. If you finish building that, you can't be charging 5,000, 6,000, and 10,000. You cannot make back your money in 10, 20, 30 years. So we need to, I think that housing is a big existential problem for Ghana. Over the past few years, we've always said that housing deficit is this 100,000 number, and we are still giving birth to more people. Population is increasing. There are people moving into Ghana. We need to solve the housing problem holistically as a people, and there are local solutions for this housing challenge that we have. If we don't think about it and engineer the solution and deliver it, we shouldn't be running about shouting. It won't solve any problem.
Let's be honest there. And I've talked about how UPSA does things.
Yeah.
You know, UPSA's fees are not the same as the other traditional universities.
Yeah, it's a bit expensive comparatively.
Yeah, it's higher than the other traditional universities because they are funding their development.
Yeah.
And if you fund it, you must pay for it. Now the question is, what can be done? How can, and at some point, developers should also do this. The financial institutions should own part of these facilities, right?
Yeah.
And then give the developer. So, for instance, you can have a financial institution that says, "I'll give you 100 million cedis to build a hostel. I have 20% of it." So, after the repayment period, going forward, every year the expectation is that the profit will share the margins. You take 20, I take 20, you take 80. And at some point, businesses should come together and build these facilities. Real estate developers should also get involved. Because if we don't do that, my brother, this one, it's a business. And so we'll get into that conversation.
It's being a business. If you are thinking, look, every problem is an opportunity to do business. So if you are thinking of going into the hostel space, go and talk to your Republic Bank or come for the Habitat Fair mini fair. Come and find out how you can make money. You can get the right financing to build the hostel to also make money. So that when Kwaku gets married in 2048 and his child comes to uni, they'll stay in the hostel. Anyway, let me tell you about Awake mineral water. We all need water, and if you want to drink water, drink Awake. It's carefully produced to keep you refreshed and hydrated. And they also have the One for Life campaign that supports people with various cardiovascular diseases. So every bottle you drink, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center at Kolebu. So drink water, drink Awake, proudly produced by Casa Preco PLC.
And don't miss your chance to win big in the Telecel Mahete promo. Opt in for free today by dialing *500# or visit the Telecel Play app. Only those who opt in are eligible to win incredible prizes: 1 million Ghana cedis every month, 20,000 weekly and 100 cedis daily. Once you've opted in, simply reload 10 cedis or more of airtime or data, or top up your Telecel cash wallet or fixed broadband to earn your chance to win. Remember, no opt-in, no entry. So act now, dial *500# to open the Telecel Play app and opt in for free to join the Telecel Mahete promo. You could be the next millionaire. Telecel, connecting energies.
Well, if you do business with China, you know that making payment isn't always straightforward. For businesses, it often means sourcing US dollars, absorbing multiple currency conversion costs, and waiting days for suppliers to receive payment. For importers, every delay can hold up shipments and slow down sales. And for individuals paying school fees, medical expenses, or supporting a loved one in China, the process can be longer and more complicated than it needs to be. Stanbic Bank, in partnership with the Industrial Commercial Bank of China, has introduced SIPS, a faster, secure, and direct way to make payments to China. With SIPS, you can pay in Ghana cedis while the recipients collect in Chinese yuan directly. This way, you save money and time. Trade with China, pay direct. Visit your nearest Stanbic Bank branch or speak to your relationship manager today. Talk to us on 0302-815-789. That is 0302-815-789.
Still have your own Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Stay with us. When we return after these messages, we'll start a conversation on rent, particularly at our universities. We'll be right back after these.
A huge billboard right next to my ex's house saying, "Look at me now, I hate it."
As for me, I'm quitting my job in staff. I hate it.
Telecel is making millionaires this season. Not
approach. And Charlie, you will see that the losses actually go beyond the 22 billion that we are
I
talking
see. It's possibly the biggest debate in the last 1
There's
month.
a certain level of insincerity in discussing this very issue. And we make it look like this is the first time Ghana is making losses in its gold purchase program 5. We've made losses all those years. Why didn't that become a problem?
I guess maybe because you're seeing 22 billion. That's jaw-dropping. Nothing close to that.
Let's say, for instance, in 2024, we made a total loss of 5.7 billion.
Cedis?
Yes, cedis. 1.8 billion from gold for oil, and then...
A week ago, the chief executive of Gold Board went on social media space. He said the concerns of the caucus come from bitterness. He called us bitter. He said he could hear hatred in our voice. But we have this to say to him and the institution he heads. We are concerned for our country, and there is the difference. The head of an institution accused of losing 22 billion Ghana cedis plus in 1 year should not be talking about our tone. He should be talking about his leisure. Ghanaians can see exactly where the weakness lies. According to the Gold Board, other voices can be taken seriously, not ours. But we want to make it clear. Nothing said by us is personal. Every figure we are about to give you comes from the IMF. It came from their own report on Ghana, published this very month. If IMF facts sound personal to the Gold Board and its officials, the problem is not ours. The problem is what the facts say. Government has not publicly objected to the findings in the report. Ladies and gentlemen, let me open this by setting the record straight, because 1.7 billion losses do not belong buried in a footnote. It belongs in the open, where the people who own it can see. And let us be clear about what that figure is. It is not accounting fiction. It is not a rounding error. It is a real loss generated from the activities of Gold Board. Gold Board's gold purchasing operation going forward. The losses generated by Gold Board's own purchasing, pricing, and sales decision can no longer sit on the bank's books while Gold Board enjoys the credit. What we are witnessing is a disingenuous accounting arrangement, clean on the surface, dirty in substance, and it is ordinary Ghanaian taxpayer who is left carrying the risk. That ends today. We are asking straightforward questions, and we expect straightforward answers. Who are the off-takers? Why were sales discounted? And why is the mandate to trade gold on the country's behalf producing losses the country was never told about? Now, let me deal with the numbers Ghana cannot ignore. The IMF tells us that 17% of the value of every ounce of gold sold by the Bank of Ghana simply disappeared. It vanished into the gap between the rates paid to miners and the rate used for the books. Add the fees paid to the middlemen. Add the discounts handed to off-takers. This is not rounding error. This is not teething trouble. This is a structural bleeding of our national purse. And it was not the opposition that found it. I repeat, it was the IMF's own economists, and the government has accepted. Now look at what this bleeding has done to our central bank. By the fund's own numbers, the Bank of Ghana's equity stood at negative 93.8 billion cedis at the end of last year, negative 6.7% of GDP. Our central bank is technically bankrupt, therefore. And the single biggest driver of that collapse in the 2025 was gold operations, Gold Board. Gold Board's own domain, 22 billion cedis. That's equivalent of the 1.7 billion US dollars in 1 year alone. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, let's call it what it is. These losses are not bad luck. You don't trade in gold and make losses. They are not a difficult market. They expose the crass incompetence of Gold Board's management and misaligned policy of the government. No serious institution loses this much money by accident. This is what happens when an untouchable few are handed the nation's gold with no one watching and no one willing to ask questions. Ghanaians have already sacrificed much to keep this economy standing. We tighten our belt for the sake of stability. That is why it is so painful to watch this scheme quietly give away sums that will make any right-thinking citizens weep. We did not endure hardship so that billions could vanish into unexplained spread and unnamed off-takers. Let us be honest about what $1.7 billion actually means. It is hospitals that will not be built. It is needless maternal death that would not be prevented because the theaters, the blood banks, and the trained hands that could have saved a mother in labor were never funded. It is schools that will not be built. It is poor roads that will not be constructed. The IMF has already told the country
it's my house and I live here. It's my house and I live here. There's a welcome mat at the door. And if you come on in, you're gonna get much more. There's my chair, I put it there. Everything you see is with love and care. It's my house and I live here. I wanna tell ya, it's my house and I live here. On the table there sits a rose. Through every window a little light flows. Books are feeling on the shelf above. 'Cause it was built for love. It was built for love. It's my house and I live here. It's my house and I live here. There's a candle to light the stairs where my dreams await someone to share. Ooh, there's music on the radio.
Still live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And before the break, we're discussing, hostel fees. Because some young people have complained to the rent control department that, look, the hostel fees, too much. However, the Hostel Owners Association, they say, well, there's nothing they can do. And they make the point that, as far as they are concerned, that is the realistic charge. This morning, Frederick Opoku is acting rent commissioner. He's joined us on phone. And Bishop Owusu-B is also chairman of the Hostel Owners Association. Bishop, good morning.
Good morning, dear.
And good morning to you, Frederick Opoku. Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for having me.
Okay.
Give me the phone.
Let me start off with you, Bishop, because these students have complained about hostel charges. What do you say is contributing to these high charges?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. In the first place, I think 2 years ago, during the NPP tenure, there was this agitation, and the government set up a committee to find out what has contributed to the cost build-up. And in the short of it, we realized that building materials had gone up, and we pay so many charges to so many different government agencies. You have to pay the rent, the operating permit. You have to pay GPA, Environmental Protection Agency Authority. You have to pay some fees. You have to pay GTA fees. You have to pay your tax. you have to pay the fire service, so many payments, and they all contribute to a cost build-up. And then we came up with what we thought, together with the university, what we thought was a reasonable charge. So that has been the charge from that time. So it's not like it's an arbitrary charges.
Okay. Now,
again, please let me add this. You see, there are hostels who are upgrading their facilities to, if you like, call it the hotel standards. TV in the room, fridge in the room, air conditions in the room, and those sort of things that you get in the hotels. But there are other standard hotels that cost much less. Students come, you advise them to inspect the facilities before they make a choice and make a payment. Now, when they come to your facilities and there's no TV in the room, there's no air conditioning in the room, it's not a good hotel. So they go for all these high-priced hotels. So I don't think it's every student who is making this complaint. It's the students who go to the hostels that charge so much. So that is what I wanted to add.
Okay. Because you've brought in, the university, I'm just interested in something.
Yes.
Help us understand. So the hostel that you own, for instance, or on the average, any hostel, I mean, you've built hostels, so you know. Did you build it with, say, your own money, or you went for a loan? What were the arrangements, just so we can situate the conversation?
Yes. It's a mixture of both.
Okay.
You find your own money to acquire the land, do all the necessary papers on it, and then you go to the bank to take a loan. Yes. So that is it.
And if you don't mind sharing, in your case, for instance, how much did you take from the bank?
It's on and off. Yes. When you think you need the loan, you negotiate with the bank, and then they give to you. So it's not like a one-time borrowing.
And these loans that you took from the bank, what were the repayment periods?
Most of the time, it's a 1 year period, or sometimes you negotiate with them and it takes you to 2 years.
3 years?
Yes.
Okay. And are you able to pay it off, or you probably have to go back and refinance the loan?
That's what it is. You have to refinance, and indeed, what is happening now has opened the eyes of so many hotel operators. Many of us are going to increase their prices because we realize we are operating at a loss. Many hotels are being sold by the bank because they couldn't service the loan. And that's the reality.
Okay. Frederick Opoku, let me just read this message and bring you in. That says, I'm a parent paying hostel fees for my son at Ivandi. But this rent control department is making me upset. As a business owner myself, I know how expensive it is to run business in Ghana. As an ex-banker, no bank financed these hostels for 15 years. We always do short-term financing, so they are always refinancing. Frederick Opoku, the businesses say they are not even breaking even. And you say they should reduce. After all, they argue, students come and choose these hostels. So, what wrong have they committed?
So, very well, let me say a very good morning to our listeners. And to begin with, I want to make a callback of the press statement or press conference that the association at Kenya University campus made, and the allegations which are not founded in law. So I want to bring the attention to the fact that they are a bit ignorant about certain things of the law, and I expect them to go straight to the law. And that I will start by saying that they should go and read about the Rent Act, Act 220, Section 1, Section 1 of the Act, Subsection 1. The first provision that must be considered is the Section 1.1 of the Rent Act. And what does it say? It provides it in substance that, subject to the specified exceptions, there are exceptions where we don't have jurisdiction. And that I will let you know, or let the association understand today, that rent control has jurisdictions on all premises in Ghana. and that is stated clearly by the Act of Parliament, and that tells you the mandate of rent control, which hotel operators are not exempted. In the first place, the only place that we don't have jurisdiction over is government-owned property. Government property which government is a landlord. Apart from that, every premises in this country are being regulated, and they must be regulated by this. But let me also make this clarification clear to the operators, and that's the powers of the rent commissioner is also spelled out in Section 2, that he is the head and he operationalizes the law, and that subject to the direction of the minister. It means the minister is more or less like a supervisor, and I report to him, not necessarily making the law work or not, whatever. Now, I want to also remind them here, private hostels are not outside the law simply because they are investors. They should take note. Private hostels are not outside the law simply because they are they are investors. Yes, and also reminding them that under Section 10, rent control has the jurisdiction to assess all rent in this country, including hotel facilities, and therefore deciding how much you charge does not fall within their individual powers.
Okay.
And the law behooves them, if they want to be fair and law abiding, they should make an application for assessment, which they are not ready because they want to run away from the law. And the law will not let them run away because they must assess. If I will not, and when I started, my brother, I have never gone to any hostel in this country, and that I am forcing myself to assess, and that will be in breach of the law. I am educating people about their responsibilities, whereby they must come for, make an application. So in this case, students are now making application today at the rent control, and I'm telling them that all of them will be assessed one by one sooner or later. So they must get it clear. That is very important thing to note. Now, I also want to, I'm coming. Wait a minute. Hostel regulation does not mean regulating everything about hostel. And look, for the avoidance of doubt, the rent control department does not claim exclusive jurisdiction over all activities of private hostel operators. Now, a hostel may be subject to several different legal and regulatory requirements. We have GTE, Ghana Tourism Authority. We have UPA. Out of the whole distance, they have their individual roles they play. The fact that GTE, Ghana Tourism Authority, I want to let them understand where they are getting it wrong. The fact that GTA licenses them does not tell them that they are not under the framework of the rent laws of Ghana. It is rent and lease, and I want to let them understand. They are fighting a fight that they will never.
Okay. Now,
see it.
Mr. Poku,
yes.
let's come back to my issue. So,
yes.
my issue, and you've stated the position of the law. My issue is that they say these charges are based on market premium. They're based on the funds that we use to construct these, and we actually get into discussions with the university before charging these. My question is, where have they gone wrong? Why the need?
Okay, first of all,
why the need? Hold on, Mr. Poku. Once I land, you'd understand. Why the need for the rent control department to now get involved in checking these fees?
To begin with, I want to state it clearly, especially, let me start by those who have built hostels on the campus of the university. In fact, recently, I went to the University of Ghana, Legon, and I met the pro-vice chancellor, and I got to know that some of even the university land were leased to these private people for 40 years, and they were paid in pittance to the university, about $1,000 or what have you. They built, and today it was confirmed from the Legon campus that the hostels that are on campus are not regulated in any way. Their pricing is out of control of the university because they have entered some kind of contract on the land. Now, because of the legality, they can't talk. Their hands are tied behind their back. And they are taking that opportunity. And for me, it is messing it. The truth is that whether they went for the money from the bank or demand and supply, I have said number at that time. Ghana is a country of laws. And that if you are operating a business, it does not matter how much you have invested. I believe, and also I associate myself with the economic jargons of demand and supply. But in the laws of the Republic, the rent laws is clear. So before you went for the money from the bank, you should have read the law and know that I'm going to operate a wholesale business, and that I must work within the parameters of the law. Now, you cannot just make yourself exclusive for the fact that an entity has given you license, and that makes you different. All what we are saying is that they are within the law framework of rent, and that the only institutions that look at how much they must charge, whether they went for the bank, it is billions of dollars or whatever. The law is the law, and they must stay put and respect the law. As I've indicated, I will not do anything ultra vires where I will go and I will work within a conference of law. All what I'm telling them is that today there is a law, there's a Rent Act, and the Rent Act, they are part of it. Under Section 1(1) of the law, they themselves can never run away from the law, and that the allegations that they are putting and spewing that they cannot be regulated. I mean, it is laughable. Honestly, it is laughable. It is out of the fact that they are ignorant about the law, and I expect them and their lawyers to go and learn about this law.
Okay, but Mr. Boku,
because
yes.
for me, I'm coming.
No, hold on. No, please hold on 1 minute. Mr. Boku, hold on 1 minute. Let's do it this way. No, hold on. Let's do it this way. You've talked about the fact that they should realize that there's a law. Okay. So since you are applying the law, I just want to understand, in applying the law, how are you going to determine the rent charges?
Okay, fine. Now, let me say this clearly. We have valuing a property to sell and assessing a rent for continuous gains. Now, they are getting this wrong. First of all, according to the Rent Act has spelled out the things and the factors you take into consideration in assessing. Number one, the land on which the property is situated is one. Number two, the rates that you may pay. Number three, the maintenance cost. How much have you invested in maintaining? Number four, your interest rate of borrowing. These are all factors. The point is, how did they know that when they subject themselves to assessment, the assessment committee, and for that matter, the rent officers charged with the responsibility to ensure the Rent Act will be against them? You see, this is a predetermined mind that they won't be treated fairly. But my brother, I can tell you for sure that rent control can do an assessment, and even what they are charging may be less. So I'm telling them that it is not about they went for money and they are losing. It's about the law must be applied, and that their investment cannot set the law down, and that we should forget about our law and now take demand and supply.
Okay,
that's not going to
work. Mr. Boku, I am looking at Section 14, matters for assessing recoverable rent.
Yes.
The rateable value of the premise for the assessment of rates on those premises.
Yes.
The value of the land on which the premises are situated.
Yes.
The amount of the annual rates in respect of the premises, and where the premises are let in part, an apportionment of the rates attributable to the part.
Yes.
Estimated cost in respect of repairs or maintenance of the premise. The amount of the recoverable rent for like premises. The current rate of interest charged by, at the time, the Ghana Commercial Bank on the overdrafts, and the obligations of the landlord, tenant, and other person interested in the premises under lease, and the justice and merits of each particular case. Right?
Yes.
Now, they have made the point that as it stands, based on all their charges, this is what they can charge. And you actually make a key point here that you probably could go in and realize that what they are charging is low. Mr. Boku, I'm listening to you. You say you can go in and realize that they may not be charging the right rates.
Look,
and they'll be charging lower rates.
If they want to be honest with themselves, why are they running away from even making application to be assessed? Have you asked them? The law also mandates that they themselves can make an application to avoid any confusion. Why haven't they made an application and they are running away? The fact that when they have to make an application means that rent control has a jurisdiction over in the work that they do, and that they are not exclusive in that act. Now, why haven't they made an assessment? That's the question. If they were honest.
Yes, but my question to you is a confirmation of your point that there's a possibility that they actually you could actually assess them and realize that they are charging lower than they should charge.
You know what? You are saying that, you see, how do you use possibility to talk? There's a possibility, but go for the evidence-based matter. You have opportunity to go and do the evidence base. What do you think about possibility? What there's an opportunity to go and do proper effort?
Now that you've answered my question, you'd understand why I asked you. And now that you say there's a possibility, even though you're questioning why we use possibility, if that is the case, shouldn't the conversation, and you talk about assessment, should the conversation be about the need to assess instead of sometimes going into the fact that they are charging higher rates when you've not assessed them?
You see the point here? When you allow yourself and speculation to happen, you face full. You can't eat your cake and have it, my brother. The point is that.
But speculation should not come from the rent control department.
No, listen to me. As we speak today, let me announce to you that I received 100 applications, and they are all going to be assessed within the next 3 months, 2 months before school reopens. And that we are going to set how much they will charge in this country. They better close because we are going to assess them. Now, the law has been invoked by the students, and today I have more than assessment to do, and rent control officers across the country are going to assess them. So they should hold their breath, and they shouldn't worry. I'm saying that I want to prove to them that they cannot run away, and they will be regulated this country under the rent laws. That the Ghana Tourism Authority limit is about licensing and monitoring how they keep the place nice under a standard, and that when they are done, they are finished. As to how much they charge is within the parameter, is within the remit of rent control and the rent commissioner, who has been empowered by the act to exercise his mandate, which I am doing, and I'm enforcing the law.
Let me bring in Bishop at this point. Bishop, you've heard from Mr. Opoku. He makes the point that, open yourself up for the assessment. Are you against that?
Nobody is against being assessed. We are talking about procedure of doing things. In fact, when this man started, I personally invited him to Kumasi for us to sit down and deliberate on how we are going to do this. The first statement was that I'm a very experienced public servant, and I cannot come unless you bear my cost. I have to pay the plane cost together with his team, a whole lot of things. When I was trying to explain things to him, he hung the phone. He cut the phone on me. So he has missed the opportunity to sit down with stakeholders and think about how he can go about his work. So his attitude that is preventing him from getting through. Number two, he talked about licensing and rent. All I know is that the rent control was set up to control and mediate on private for, at that time, single rooms and hall and chamber accommodation. Purposely built institutions were taken away from his remit. He should know that. Because if now he wants to come to the hotels and the hostels and other things, he talks about rent everywhere. Why doesn't he start from H. Legon? When he comes to Kumasi, why doesn't he go to ATI? So why has he targeted hotels? You see? Well, nobody is running away from being assessed. Okay. As I said, we fixed the fees with the university. The government, during the MPP time, we set up a committee and we came up with reasonable prices. So what this man is saying, I don't know if he has any particular qualm with being ripped. You see, there are people with that attitude. Once you are able to put up something, you are a rich person and you are a thief. And that's how he's calling us. Our fees are exploitative.
And you say you called him
criminals and that sort of thing.
You say you called him and he hanged up?
Yes, he did. Ask him.
Mr. Boku. I'm told that we've lost him on the line. We'll try if we have time, because I have a final question for Mr. Opoku. But thank you very much, Bishop Owusubi, who's chairman of the Hostel Owners Association, for joining us this morning at KNUST. Akoto Boateng, lots of questions for Frederick Opoku, but I'm told we've lost him. Once we get him back on the line, we'll ask all those questions.
Yes, we have a lot of questions. And
okay. Yes, Mr. Boku, you're back. Good. So Bishop Owusu says he called you. He's not against us. He called you, spoke to you, and you hanged up on him.
You see, I don't know, I'm short of words. You see, we have to be honest to ourselves for once, in the name of God. You know what?
Tell me.
You call me one day, so you are in a situation which I don't even know. When I came to this country, when I was appointed, on 1st July, I even met all hostel operators. And on 1st of July, and I said that I'm going to support to set up an association because it is giving me a hell of time. If as hostel operators, you don't even have an association. The only association I've had is this association he's talking about. I was in the office one day, you called me that you want me to come to Kumasi. Look at what he's telling me. You didn't pay a ticket on me. I should fuel my car and drive to meet an association, private association, doing their business, which does not even go along with my program. I should fill my car. I said, no problem. If you come here, I will receive you. But to come to you, I don't have that budget to fill my vehicle. I was honest to him. And then he was talking about, you're a public servant. You don't want to serve as a matter. You have not given me fuel. And that is not part of my program. I don't have 3,000 or 5,000. If I come with my team, I don't have money for them to sleep at hotel. It's not part of my budget. But if you can come to Accra and pay a call, he started talking plenty. I said, I'm not ready to talk, honestly. And that was it. So where have I gone wrong? It was in the term of respect.
So just by way of clarification, hold on.
I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm coming. Was it not proper?
No, Bishop, please hold on. Bishop, please hold on.
For the sake of respect.
Yes.
You sit in your place, do your business, and put your money into your pocket, and you tell me that I should take the state money, fill fuel, and come and meet you association. You are a private association, not a public association, and that I'm not ready to invest and put government money to meet private association. If you pay attention on me, it's a sign of respect for us to talk and listen to you. The thing that is not in Accra, I should travel to Kumasi for you to invite me to come. Why would I do that?
Hold on a minute.
I don't have the resources.
Hold on a minute.
You cannot help me to come.
Hold on. I need to ask you a quick question, then I'll bring in Bishop. Now, you say that you, as a public institution, you do not have a budget to go to Kumasi. And so the expectation was that they would pay a courtesy call on you, and then you pick it up from there. As rent control department, are you saying that if you have to travel outside Accra, you don't have a budget to do so?
You get this thing very well. When I have a program budgeted, that I know that it is the department's program, and I should have a budget. But you cannot tell me that you will sit at the comfort of your home as a private investor and call me to go and fill my fuel with all my resources that I can use to go and do other things.
Do you agree? Do you agree that what they're doing is a public good and that they're actually providing accommodation for university students?
Disagree.
So
somehow, some way.
So if you agree, how then does their business? You disagree. You say you agree somewhere somehow. If you agree,
I disagree.
You disagree.
Simple. Take it like that.
So you do not think that an institution that provides accommodation for university students,
yes,
can request a meeting with the rent control department to come to Kumasi and have that meeting?
That is only when I have a budget. If I don't have a budget, you can't force me to come.
If you don't have a budget, you can't force you to come. Bishop,
how can you force me to come?
Okay, Bishop, finally, Mr.
How can I come without a budget?
Hold on, Mr. Poku. I give Bishop a chance. Bishop, he says you were inviting him to come. He doesn't have a budget. But Mr. Poku, if he had provided a budget, would you have gone?
I told him to even provide. Ask him. He said they don't have it.
Okay. Bishop.
So if you don't have it, why should I go and borrow money to come and meet you?
Bishop.
Man. Yes.
Bishop, I'm listening. But I'm listening to you.
What was the question?
He says that he asked you to support them by providing the budget. You also refused. So what were you expecting him to do?
I was I was going to explain to him the necessity for him to come so that we would sit down. At that, he cut me off. He didn't make me let me finish my statement. So we didn't refuse.
Yeah, but he says you should provide budget.
But he cut me off.
Are you prepared to provide the budget?
Now,
yes, in case you're asking him to come, are you prepared to provide the budget?
He's already in Kumasi. So what prevents him from, calling me to organize our people for us to have the discussion?
Right.
He's already come to Kumasi. So why does he need another budget to come?
Okay, Mr. Poku, now that you are in Kumasi, now that you've gone to Kumasi.
Sorry, I'm not in Kumasi.
But you passed by. Hold on. You passed by Kumasi to Sunyani. Good. Now, would you then agree that at some point you could have actually looked at your budget, and this one you could have spoken to your accounts team. They'll look at your budget and actually look at how they can, via some of the expenditure, if you really wanted to go to Kumasi, you could have made budget to go.
You see, my brother,
Mr. Poku,
for Christ's sake, we need to respect authority and structure, okay? Now, you are a
but authority is also there for the people.
No, I'm coming.
The real authorities are the people.
The profit they make, they don't give to government. Even some of them today, you realize that when I went to Sunyani, Kofodia, we closed illegal hotels. 90% of them are illegal, not even paying taxes. You don't even pay taxes. How do you want us to take government money to come and meet you private hotel association? I will never do that. I'm being blunt. You don't have a budget to sit down there. The law will be applied. I am not going to beg them. They will go by the rules.
The law will not be applied in a vacuum.
I'm saying that the law I've had context that I'm not supposed to meet them to apply the law. Is that so? I'm not supposed to meet them before the law is applied. That's the question I'm asking you.
Okay, so last question from me. If you apply the law and they decide to shut down, have you made any arrangement to accommodate students who will be affected?
In fact, I'm going to advise the government for we should do online, because when we went for COVID,
you're advising that they should school online.
I'm being frank with you. If you give me the chance, I will advise the government that we must call this bluff, okay, of intimidation. What people are exploiting, and they say if you say it, and we will do it. Now they don't have the space.
But if you've not done assessment, how do you know they are exploiting?
The property is for them. They have the every reason to close it down and let us also move on. After all, it is for them. Nobody challenges them. They follow the law, they will obey the law, and that is it. And nothing will let them escape from this law. I'm not going to meet them. I'm not going to use my money to meet them. If they like, they should come to Accra and meet me. If not, no. That's it.
Frederick Opoku, thank you.
And I'll not let them understand that. You see, intimidation is what I don't even like. When you make an attempt to intimidate, you'll be frustrated in your lifetime. Thank you.
Frederick Opoku, thank you very much for joining us. Bishop Owusubi, Chairman, Hostel Owners Association. Thank you very much for joining us. Yes, Akoto Boateng, briefly.
You want me to comment on this?
That's a choice you make.
Okay. We have a problem in the country. We have an institution set up as one of the coordinating institutions to solve the larger problem. We have sector stakeholders that we need to work with. I like that for the first time we have a rent controller that we are seeing who seems to want the work done. But I think his approach, his temperament, and the way, because we have interviewed him in the studio before, I've seen him go around before. That's not the way we are going to solve the problem. And if the supervising ministry is watching, they should get him the help he needs to solve this problem. And if he's not ready to really work with the stakeholders, they should let him go. Let's find somebody who has the same drive to fix the problem, who wants to understand the nuances of the problem, who wants to speak to stakeholders, who approach the work with a different temperament. We have a problem to solve, and I don't think this approach will solve it. Yeah, we believe that in Ghana we've left a lot of people, and a lot of people are doing bad things. We're a bulldozer, but once you are bulldozing, you need to also have the compactor to compact to make the thing firm. But you don't bulldoze your way through without thinking through how you are going to work with stakeholders, how you are going to work with the government itself that appointed you to solve the problem. I find Mr. Opoku's comment on some of his comments and some of his approaches really, really off. And if we want to solve this rent problem for schools, for people, and this is not the way to do it.
Right, but going green is not just about saving the planet. It can save you real money. Install solar panels, cut down your power cost, get an electric vehicle and reduce what you spend getting around, switch to energy efficient equipment, and lower the cost of running your home or business. And the best part, Absa Bank can help you finance all of it. The Absa Green Finance Loan gives you what you need to make it happen. Walk into any Absa branch, ask about the Absa Green Finance Loan today, and say yes to a greener tomorrow. Terms and conditions apply. Absa reminds you to shine your eye to avoid being scammed. Your story matters. Absa.
And looking ready for school is one thing, being ready is another. Fresh clothes and new sneakers are nice, but is your laptop ready for the assignments? Is your power bank ready for those long campus days? And when the deadline hits, is your printer ready? The CompuGhana back to school season is here to help students get fully prepared for the new academic year. Shop laptops, tablets, smartphones, printers, routers, headphones, power banks, small fridges, and more with exciting discounts of up to 40% starting from now till 20th of September. Parents, get them ready. Students, it's time to level up. Go to CompuGhana. Take advantage of the CompuGhana back to school season. New school, new level. Walk boldly into any CompuGhana showroom or visit CompuGhana.com to level up. You can call 0302-752020 or WhatsApp 0243-143-143 for enquiries. If you level up, and CompuGhana is ready for you. CompuGhana, passion for technology.
Well, you can also join us with your thoughts this morning here on the Super Morning Show. Join us on X. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Then on WhatsApp 055-111-997. Tell us what you make of this whole conversation about rent and the hostels. We'll be right back to talk about the food that your grandmother ate that could definitely save you. It could save your health and, most importantly, money. After this.
In your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Hello, sir. Please check the round tickets you made me purchase for our Canadian partners arriving this weekend.
Something. Where this loss comes from. In its own words, the losses, quote, are a combination of service and asset fees paid to Gold Board, discount on gold sold to off-takers, into bracket exporters, and most importantly, exchange rate losses from the spread between Forex Bureau rate paid to purchase gold and the CD reference rate used for BOG accounting, end quote. This can be found in paragraph 13 of the IMF report. This is not our characterization. That is the IMF's. And those involved in fact check can check. So here is a question Gold Board must answer. If every one of those service fees and asset fees were collected and kept, why should the losses that came bundled with earning them belong to someone else? You do not get to keep the fees and disown the cost. This is not accounting. That is convenience. And who exactly are these off-takers Gold Board sold discounted gold to? The country deserves an answer. Gold Board is happy to take credit for the foreign exchange it claims to have generated, but it goes quiet the moment we ask about the very trade, the discounted sales, the fee arrangement that produced that forex in the first place. You cannot claim the upside of a trade and disown its downside.
Rethinking of the social license to operate is both timely and necessary. I wish to reflect briefly on the theme social license. It is not a legal document. It cannot be granted by a minister or a commission. Rather, it is quietly and continuously conferred by the chiefs, queen mothers, young people in communities, farmers of communities, and those whose land mining takes place. Like any license, it can be withdrawn. Say it can be withdrawn. That is why the presence here of regulators, of large-scale operators, of small miners, gold buyers, and traditional authorities make this meeting very, very important. Ekosi saying, are you there? You are there. For generations, our stools and skins have held land in trust. For those who have left us and for those living today, as well as those who will come after us. The reality is that we are temporal custodians of something that will outlive us soon. When a concession is granted, when a pit is dug, when a river is diverted, we are dealing with something far greater than a commercial transaction. We are placing a generational inheritance into the hands of those who have been permitted to mine these lands or to benefit from it. And with that permission must come responsibility. Say responsibility. Properly managed mining can build roads, build hospitals, build schools, build health centers, and provide clean drinking water. It can also support schools, hospitals. It can also support scholarships, vocational training. It can create skills for young enterprising people. Opportunities for local contractors, transport operators, engineers, artisans, and many businesses. Today, we examine two great reform efforts. The first concerns the obligation of our large-scale operators. The local content, the local participation rules that ask them to hire our people, train our people, buy from our people, and to let corporate social responsibility be a measured, variable commitment rather than a gesture of convenience.
The next issue has to do with social license to operate. Social license to operate is not something government can issue with a stamp, neither is it something a company can purchase with additional funds. And our king just said it here. It is not something that the government can issue. Government can issue the certificate to go and mine. But if you don't have the social contract, forget it. You go under resistance alone, you can't match it. And as I speak to you, we have so many companies that are faced with these problems. And from here, I'm going to chair a meeting that has to do with resolving some of these issues. So it's real that you cannot rely on only the license that you get from Minerals Commission, the license you get from EPA, but you must also earn the social contract to be able to do whatever you want to do as a miner. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is also important for me to mention that in all this, it is very vital to respect our traditional rulers. The land belongs to them, and even though the law allows us to take what is beneath there, and that it is the president that holds it in trust, you cannot have the pass to that land if you don't respect our chiefs. And so I call on miners, whether small scale, whether large scale, to respect our traditional authorities in order that you be able to get the social license that you require to be able to work. If we don't get the right technology, we destroy the environment. And it's difficult these days when you ask a miner to reclaim. And so, yes, whilst we encourage them to reclaim, we must also get the appropriate technology to be able to mine responsibly. We need to also foster environmental protection even as we seek economic development. There is a balance that we have to strike in between our environment and the resources that we have there. We shouldn't focus on only the resources. We want to extract the ore at the expense of the environment that we have. And I think that this conversation should also be treated in a manner that we are able to make a headway in how we do mining and also ensure that our environment is not damaged. I also expect that we promote inclusivity by covering all stakeholders and groupings. And I'm happy to hear, as he was introducing those who are here, that almost everybody who matter is here. When we all come together and take a decision, we all own it, we all would then be ready to implement it. And we at the ministry are ready for your suggestions, for your input. And this government is a listening government, the president is a listening president, and my minister, the hard-working minister, will all listen to you.
Operators, therefore, must plan, report, demonstrate progress in employment, procurement, training, knowledge transfer, and Ghanaian participation. What is promised must be measurable. What is measured must be open to scrutiny. That is how local content becomes local prosperity. And that's how businesses become sustainable. And that is how government also recognizes they too must seek a social license to continue to govern the people.
For staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I like that Kobe Aware. There's a part that excites me. I have a lot of, Dangbe friends who love Kunkunte and Meko. I haven't tried that before. I don't know when I will try that. But this morning, Emilia Derrick-Bog is a principal dietitian and nutritionist. She's joined us in studio. And then Chef Akwete Ahengwa is head chef at Labadi Beach Hotel. He's joining us on phone. We're going to be talking about our food, okay? We're going to talk about how we can sustainably eat the food that we produce. Because once we do that, the farmers are happy. But also, the nutritionists and the dietitians tell us the foods that we eat are better than the ones that we import. Okay, let me start off with you, Emilia. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Good morning, and thank you for having me. Let's turn on the microphone. Yes, you can start all over again.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Chef Akwete, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us. So,
yeah.
Let me start with you, Emilia, because, as a dietitian nutritionist, let's look at, our traditional foods. I mean, particularly the ones that we eat, some that we may have forgotten, that are really better than their, imported versions. And I'd love to start off with our kontomire, for instance, because it's something I love. But these days, people will use... I was actually trying to find out the English name for it, and I didn't. Maybe you, the dietitians, know how you call it.
Yes, it's called taro leaves.
So that taro leaves does, yes. Okay. It's not, of course, it's not spinach. But anyway, let's get into it and let's look at, how important that is, even its nutritional value, compared to the broccoli and the spinach and all of that.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll say, first of all, it's readily available to us. So compared to imported goods or its counterpart, which is the broccoli or spinach, kontomire is readily available. It grows easily, that you can have at your backyard. And compared to importation, you have to pay more for the imported goods sometimes. And so I would say that coming to cost-wise, kontomire is better. But when we look at the nutritional values, our kontomire has more, some of the nutrients more higher than compared to the broccoli or the spinach. Okay. When you look at the protein content in kontomire, it's higher than that of the broccoli. When you look at the vitamins, it's high in vitamin A. Just that it's not the vitamin A content, that of broccoli is a little bit higher than the kontomire. But we have good amount of vitamin A that is good for the body, that is good for your daily requirement. So the nutrient-wise comparatively, fiber levels are also higher compared to that in broccoli. And when we are taking these nutrients, fiber is very essential in our everyday lives. It helps with our gut health. It helps with digestion. It helps with free bowels. It helps with slowing down the rate at which glucose from the food is released into the blood. So when we are looking at controlling or management of conditions like diabetes, hypertension, it stands tall. Potassium is very high in it, which is also helping. It helps in managing these conditions like the hypertension, the diabetes, that are very silent conditions. So imagine you are eating your food without knowing what you are doing to your body, but it's healing your body. And because it's readily available, it's easier for you to get it and have it in your meals often, so that you prevent these conditions that may be silent.
You know, you make a point that you're taking your food, you don't know that it's healing your body, but it's actually healing your body. Because Professor Peter Korte sent me a message this morning. He doesn't mind if I mention his name, that let your food be your medicine.
Sure.
And you're saying that our traditional foods could actually act as medicine for us?
Sure.
Tell us about more. I mean, tell us more about these traditional foods before I bring in Chef Akwete.
Okay, so it's not just kontomire that we have. We have alefu. We have our other green leaves like the ayoyo. We have our beans. We have bambara beans. We have fonio. We have dawadawa. When you compare these to their foreign counterparts, we have very essential nutrients in them. Fonio, for instance, when you compare fonio to quinoa, fonio is very high in fiber, more than that of quinoa. At the same time, the proteins in fonio, they have higher content of methionine and cysteine, which are very essential for our liver health and very essential for metabolism. So if we have all of these essential nutrients in our local food and they are readily available to us, what prevents us from getting it? I think mostly is because we do not know the importance of them or how essential they are in our daily life.
As Madam is talking about fonio, it's one of the crops that Ghana has made a priority export crop. So we are now trying to push fonio to the rest of the world to make money.
Sure.
So we want to eat more and sell more to the rest of the world to make money.
Okay, interesting. Then let me bring in Chef Akwete at this point. Billy, I'll get back to you shortly, but let me bring in, Chef Akwete, because while we're talking about this, you started, Emilia, about the costs.
Yeah.
So let me bring in the chef and look at the difference. For instance, a weekly cost difference between a traditional basket of food and the modern one. Chef Akwete, can you help us with that?
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Please do.
Yes, thank you very much. These our traditional foods. They are less processed compared to the imported ones. For instance, when you look at sorghum compared to polished rice, preservatives and things have been added to the imported dishes. That makes them so expensive. Meanwhile, our traditional food, the nutritional values are higher than the imported food. And because it is processed, a lot is involved. Because of that, they are very expensive compared to our traditional or local food that we are using now.
Okay. So I mean, you are a chef, and in the facilities that you work, have you really, do you really use these local ones, or you still use the imported ones?
We use both, the local ones and imported ones. We use both. And truly speaking, when you go to market and you are going to buy, let's say, a bucket of corn meal compared to Greece, which is from Europe, they are all prepared from corn. But at the end of the day, the Greece is highly expensive. They are all prepared from Syria and Greece. But the price is way expensive, the imported one, than the traditional or the local one.
So then why don't we use the local ones
it's
more?
the same product.
So if that is the case, then we should be focusing on just the local ones, Chef Akwete.
Yes, the reason is that people are moving away from these our local dishes. I would say a lot is from advertisement. These imported items are aggressively advertised, and it is confusing people. You see, and this is the time we have to tell our people the nutritional value of our traditional food. We have to tell them the benefit of our traditional food. And also, for instance, people have moving from the villages to Accra. Urbanization, it's also part of it. People living in villages are moving to Accra. And imagine at the villages, cocoa and things are very cheap. When you come to Accra here, somebody will tell you it is difficult to get cocoa. Meanwhile, if you are able to go to Agbogbolushi, Mokola and the things, you will get it. And the nutritional value in it is very, 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 very good. So change of environment and also perception. People think when they are eating this kind of imported food, then it grades them of some level of living, which I think is totally wrong. It's totally wrong.
Okay.
So, yes.
Yeah, no, please go ahead. I was just nodding to what you said.
Yes. So, it's time we have to let people know the advantage of this, our local food. And also with the chefs and restaurants, we have to make sure we incorporate this, our local dishes, in our menus. And also our way of presenting them. We have to present them to look attractive. Because when you look at this imported food, their presentation, their packaging and things are very, very attractive. Which I think if we, the chefs, or we, the farmers, are working on our packaging, we are working on our presentations, I think it will attract people more. If you go to market and you are going to buy carrot, if you go to supermarket, you are going to the same carrot. The foreign ones, the imported ones, if you look at the packaging, it's very nice. You will buy it compared to the local ones. But if you buy the local one and you buy the imported one and you put them down for 3 days, you can see that the imported one will start rotting. Meanwhile, the local one is still looking fresh. This tell you that our local food are very good.
Let me bring in Amelia, because Chef Akwete makes the point that sometimes people just prefer these imported or foreign ones because of how they are packaged. I mean, from a dietitian point of view, what else could be leading to a preference for these imported foods?
Yeah, so as Chef was talking, he mentioned about how processed they are. And being processed, that means that the outer covering mostly are removed from most of the cereals and the grains. And it makes the sugar content in the grains more available, really available. So it appeals to the taste buds. So when you take polished rice compared to the whole grain brown rice, it's easier for the polished rice to cook faster when the taste is more appealing compared to the local one. And because of that, people prefer it more. And people prefer foods that are faster because we are becoming increasingly not having time for ourselves. We are moving on fast with a lot of things. And because of that, people want foods that will cook fast. They don't even have the time to cook food at home. So we have to get food from outside. And people selling the food want what is appealing to the taste. So they will go in for the foreign ones, the processed ones, to make it really available in good time and then appeal to the taste of people. And that is what they will go in for. And as he mentioned, how they are marketed vigorously because they have the capacity. Our local foods are left to the local farmers to handle. And so if we do not appreciate the nutritional value of those foods, we would definitely not choose them. And that is the reason why we are going low on those ones. And people also associate them with prestige. So if you are eating the foreign foods, it's more prestigious than eating local foods. Local foods are associated to being rural or being poor in most of the circumstances.
Now, Chef Akwete, you've talked about how as chefs you must begin to change the narrative. And I'm going to delve into that because there's a place where I eat. And I know there are special meals. Okay, so I know that, if I go there on, say, a Monday, you're going to have village light soup. That's how they've termed it. Even that, listen to that, village light soup with fufu. Yeah. If you go there on Wednesday, you have rerenkwang with fufu. they have all the other things. Then if you go there on Thursday, pig feet with fufu. And I know these things because I go there.
Yeah.
You've talked about how as chefs you must begin to change the narrative.
Yeah.
How do you change that narrative, Chef Akweti?
Yes, it's by incorporating them in our menus. When you are doing your menus, you have to make sure you have typical Ghanaian dishes on the menu. When you come to Labadi, we have typical Ghanaian dishes on the menu. Even when you go to our buffet, we have Ghanaian dish tasting and we have the continental. So if we started doing that, people will get more interest. When they come and they see it, they will eat it. When people come, they see a papansa. Hey, in so many years, I've seen this food. Let me try it. So when people see it, they will definitely taste it and they will enjoy it. And also presentation, the way we have to present it. Normally, this our imported food. If you look at the way we present burgers, we present chicken nuggets and things. They look very attractive. It's time we have to look at presentation seriously. When we look at presentation and we present them in an attractive manner, it will attract people to eat it. What we are lacking about this, our local dishes, is presentation. It's presentation. If we present them nice, it will attract every people to eat it. So we, the chefs and restaurants, it's time, I think, we have to really focus on presentation. And I believe if we are doing that, the people will start to eat it. People will start to eat it.
I like the bit about presentation. If you just, while I was talking about, this Reverend Kwina, someone just sends me a message that, what's the name of the restaurant? I want to go there. Which clearly should send you the signal that there are people who want to have these things. I've seen, people present ampese and, Kobe and all those things. And even as a man who is hypertensive, sometimes you're thinking, or should I cheat for once? Let me just go and enjoy something for once. So I get you on the bit about the presentation. Once it's presented properly, and we see it, we'd all love to eat. Years ago, I remember someone brought Raymond Aqua and me, brought us a Apaprensa here in our offices. Because I think we had talked about the fact that we hadn't had some in a long while, and that person brought that. So, it's important. But what we're going to do is that the next leg of the conversation would focus on the bit about diabetes and hypertension, because you talked about it, Emilia. So we want to find out whether indigenous meals can really, help us in the fight against diabetes and hypertension. And that'll be the next focus of the conversation. This morning we have Chef Akweti Hingwa, who is head chef, Labadi Beach Hotel, and also Emilia Derrick Bock, who is principal dietitian and nutritionist. We're trying to understand, our indigenous foods. And those of us who love fufu and all the things that come with it. My brother here, Akoto Boateng, says that it should be part on the NHI, approved drug list. But for 13 years, Asante Travels has created unforgettable journeys and lifelong memories for thousands of travelers around the world. This August, it's your turn. Experience the excitement of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Malaysia, Bali, Singapore, Thailand, Nairobi, and Zanzibar with the exciting 13th anniversary tour packages. Book today by calling 0595 500 817 or 053 100 8550. Visit AdanceTravels.com. Adanse Travels at 13. Feel the joy.
And SIC Insurance PLC wishes to inform all shareholders that the 19th annual general meeting of the company will be held on Thursday, 20th August 2026 at 11 a.m. at the Wesley Towers, located at number 3 Ambassadorial Enclave in Regina, Accra. It's opposite the City House. So the date is tomorrow, Thursday, 20th August. It will be a hybrid session, so you can come in person or join virtually. And for virtual assistance, visit sicinsuranceagm.com on the 20th of August 2026 at 10:45 a.m. and type in your 5-digit unique token number and you'll be admitted into the AGM.
Welcome to the future of mobility in Ghana, because at Drive EVGH, we're not just selling electric cars, we're launching a movement. All electric, all style, zero fuel, zero noise. Cut your transport costs by up to 70%. No more oil changes, engine repairs, or long queues at gas stations. Drive now, pay later, no deposit, no excuses. Thanks to the amazing bank partners, you get instant approval, great interest rates, and super flexible terms. Want that luxury electric vehicle? It's yours today. And when it's time to recharge, they've got you covered with their X-Charge EV, their blazing fast smart charging network, fully self-serve app enabled and growing fast across Ghana. So whether you're a smart driver, forward-thinking business, or someone chasing sustainability goals and SDG success, this is your moment. So, are you ready to ride the revolution? Drive EVGH, Ghana's #1 electric car company. Visit their showroom at Burma Hill on the Mahama Road. For inquiries, call 0596 513056 or 055 413 6410. Drive EVGH, drive into a sustainable future.
And if you're a parent and you're looking for a world-class university experience for your child right here in Ghana, I want to recommend Lancaster University Ghana to you. It's the only British branch campus in sub-Saharan Africa, and they offer students the same prestigious Lancaster University degree awarded in the UK, with a 90% graduate employment rate within 6 months of graduation. Your child gets a head start in today's competitive global market. Students can choose from programs in business, in law, in computer science, economics, marketing, international relations, and more, all in a modern campus environment designed for success. You can visit their website, lancaster.edu.gh, or you call 0209 607008 or 0302 747 700 today. Lancaster University Ghana, a global degree at your doorstep.
When we return after these messages also, a lot of your questions, keep them coming. Join us on WhatsApp 055 1111997. We'll be right back.
Rightly. Honesty also requires us to acknowledge unresolved grievances, including environmental damage, displacement, and land use conflicts. Government remains committed to lawful, responsible mining and effective enforcement. Each matter must be handled fairly, on evidence, and through the proper institutions. We cannot protect livelihoods while protecting our land and water. Ghana, I beg your pardon, we can actually protect livelihoods while protecting our land and water resources. Ghana should never be forced to choose between the two. The same balance must guide the formalization of small-scale mining. Government supports the Ghana Gold Board's work to strengthen traceability and create a regulated, transparent framework for the purpose of the purchase and sale of artisanal and small-scale gold. Through the Domestic Gold Purchase Program and the Gold Board Reform Agenda, our gold should support monetary stability, gains which are tangible, which are transparent, which we are all feeling every day. And that is not a loss. It should also appear in Ghanaian payrolls, suppliers, taxes, royalties, enterprises, and stronger mining communities. Obuasi should look like gold. Progress on one side cannot excuse failure on the other. A Cashman Compact means every party accepts a duty. Government must provide clear rules and fair enforcement. Operators must honor the law and their commitments. Traditional and local leaders must steward community benefits transparently. Communities must be heard and remain engaged. Civil society and the media must keep, therefore, asking the hard questions without let or hindrance. I therefore welcome the proposed conference communique and the Cashman Charter. Let them be more than ceremonial documents. Let them state who will do what, when, and how progress will be measured and reported. Commitment should be realistic, measurable, time-bound, and public. That is how trust is built and rebuilt where it is broken. My years, and this is Chiefs speaking, My years in public service have taught me that good intentions alone do not improve lives. Delivery does. As Chief of Staff, not me, Dr. Julius Deborah, I am privileged to help translate President Mohammed's vision into results people can see and feel. Governments will listen, will coordinate, and will insist on accountability. It is not an easy journey, we recognize, but the commitment is real at the highest level. We ask the same seriousness of every partner. Let this dialogue mark a better relationship between mining and the communities that host it. One built on respect, responsibility, and shared benefits.
Economic value must be considered alongside social and environmental responsibility. This is the balance we must pursue. Takwa, where the debate becomes personal. For me, this conversation is not theoretical. I come from Takwa, one of Ghana's historic mining areas. I have seen what mining can contribute. I have seen the businesses and livelihoods connected to the industry. I have seen the opportunities that mining can create for communities and individuals, but I have also seen the other side. I have witnessed the pressure mining can place on the environment, our lands, and our water bodies. For someone from a mining community, this debate is about more than statistics. It is about the river that people depend on. It is about farmland. It is about livelihoods. And it is about what happens to the community when the minerals are eventually exhausted. That experience has shaped my passion for responsible mining. As president
You're on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM, and this morning we're talking about our traditional foods that can actually save your health and money. Before the break, I was talking about whether these traditional foods can help us in fight against diabetes and hypertension. Emilia Derrick Boch is principal dietitian and nutritionist. Chef Akwete Ahingwa is head chef, Labadi Beach Hotel. Emilia, so you started by indicating that even our traditional foods could actually, help us in dealing with diabetes and hypertension. I'm interested in that because these days AI does a lot of things. You see people saying, oh, do this, do that, do that. But I like to hear it from the experts. You've done the research. Tell us about how our traditional foods can help in dealing with diabetes and hypertension.
Well, our traditional foods basically are high in fiber without being processed. They are high in their natural mineral form. So we have magnesium, we have potassium, we have the proteins that are natural, we have the fats in it, which are the natural fats. They are seeds and the nuts, they all have fats in them in their natural state. So this nutrient component actually helps the body to control how the blood pressure is regulated. For instance, in regulating blood pressure, we need potassium to reduce the sodium levels. So sodium and potassium are like their relationship determines whether your blood pressure is increasing or is reducing. So if there's excessive sodium in the processed foods, definitely it will cause the pressures to go up. When we have increased potassium in our local foods, which are our whole grains and our cereals and our vegetables, it helps the body to control the pressures very normally. So they are actually the best for how the body should regulate itself.
Tell us about some of these foods. Let's start mentioning them, you see, so that those who are hypertensive and who are diabetic can understand. But of course, they are supposed to visit a dietitian for proper assessment.
Sure.
Don't just stay at home and say that because you heard us saying this, you've resorted to that and you come back and say you didn't see anything. Yes, go ahead, Emilia.
So we have our grains and our cereals that we spoke about unpolished, whether it's our rice, whether it is the fonio, whether it's beans, whether it's bambara
What's
beans.
the fonio? Somebody asked When you say fonio, what's it?
So the fonio is actually a cereal, and they are mostly produced in the northern part of the country. They are whitish in color, and they are not processed. So they are whole grains. And it just cooks like the way rice is cooked. And it actually cooks faster than rice, actually. Their grains are much more smaller compared to rice. It's more or less looking like gari, sort of.
Oh, okay.
That's how it looks like. And it's very high in fiber. It's very high in potassium. It's very good in protein. And these ones regulate how the body actually functions in a normal sense. So whether you are dealing with hypertension, you are dealing with diabetes. Diabetes, for instance, the glycemic index of sodium, phonium is low. So it helps to regulate, to slow down how fast the glucose is released from the phonium into the blood. So the carbohydrate will break down and release sugar, which is called the glucose, into the blood. And that is what determines how your blood sugar levels are controlled. So if the body has a defect that is not able to produce the hormone that will control the intake of this glucose into the cells, you need foods that are high in fiber, so that naturally the food will slow down how fast the sugar gets into your blood, so that your blood levels, sugars, are well controlled. And when we check in the olden days, you probably remember that your granddad or your grandmom probably had, if they had diabetes at all, it was in their old age that it was well noticed. Some people may argue that maybe they were not checking and they didn't know. But if you didn't know and you did not even check, and it was disturbing you, you definitely see it in the body's functioning. But now it's much more rampant. Diabetes and hypertension are much more common among even the younger populations. And now it's even transcending to children. So we have 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-olds that are having diabetes and then hypertension. And these are supposed to be conditions that when your body systems are weaker in your old age, then they appear. But now it appears much more earlier, even when the body systems are really supposed to be functioning in their optimal stage. So their foods has a very much contribution to what we are seeing. Because if the imported foods are more refined and they are more processed, we have our caloric levels increasing. So the calories we get from our food is much more than the nutrients. In some of them, we call them empty calories. They give you calories, but they don't give you nutrients. Our fizzy drinks and a lot of the fast foods, the calories levels will increase, but the nutrient levels that are supposed to regulate how the body functions. We need these vitamins and minerals to control metabolism. But if the food is highly processed, you don't have enough of the B vitamins and the minerals to ensure that the body is metabolizing the food as much as it's supposed to do. So you realize that the body functioning and the food interaction becomes affected, and eventually you see these conditions appearing in the body.
Someone sent a message about how we overcook our food. I just want your thought on that. You know, the fact that don't we overcook our food and as a result, they lose the nutrients in them?
Sure, we surely overcook our food most of the times. So if you look at our vegetables, they are actually supposed to be not cooked for too long and not cooked with so much water, so that they can the water soluble nutrients will not leach into the water and then get evaporated, and we lose it at the end of the day. So we can actually have a balanced meal on your raw food combinations, but by the time we finish cooking, it is no longer balanced because it has been overcooked to excessive heat, excessive water being used in the cooking. When we see some of our traditional foods, how they are being cooked, they are cooked by steam, and they are cooked with less water and then the heat and all of that. So they are actually able to preserve most of the nutrients. But we are letting go of traditional way of cooking and even cooking traditional foods. So it becomes much more difficult for us to maintain the nutrient levels in these foods that can help the body function better.
This question says, good morning, Winston. Please ask the dietitian if it is healthy to add more agushi in our kontomire stew.
Yes, agushi comes with protein, it comes with fats. So when we say more, if somebody's more will be different from another person's more. But everything should be in moderation. because of the high fat levels and then the protein levels that it comes with, depending on the situation. In some people, we may want even more fat and more proteins for them. In other people, but if you don't have any condition and you are just a normal adult, you need to do it in moderation so that the fat content doesn't become too much for the body to bear with.
What's the best way to have contumely?
So contumely should be cooked with less, under less heat, less water. And you see our grandparents who put it on the yam or the plantain, and then that vapor will cook it, and then they remove it, and then they grind it in the ayua. So it is not like cooking it as a stew, where the stew cooks so long on fire, and then you lose most of the nutrients. They grind it in the earthenware bowl. They add all the other nutrients, the ingredients in it, and then the food is done. They just heat the oil a little bit, and you pour it on it. But when we are doing it as a stew, the oil, we start with oil, we end up overheating the oil for so long. We add the consomme, we add other things. It cooks for so long. And by the time we are done, we have lost almost half of the nutrients that we are looking for in it.
So, in effect, you're saying that we should do, but our grandparents, when you go there, the way they cook it, so when they put the yam, I've seen some, when you go to the villages, you see the yam, then they put the consomme on top of the yam, and then they cover it.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
Then when you finish, you put it in the ayua, just, do it, and then just pour the oil on it. You're good to go. Don't now boil the contumbre and now pour it in oil and stir over and over and over again.
Sure. Because what they do is that even when they put the contumbre in it, they are observing it to see that it has become softer. It doesn't cook together with the yam till the end.
Yeah.
The moment it's soft, they take it out, and then they grind it, and they add all the other ingredients in it, and then they are good to go.
Okay. This one says, please, is the fonio the same as quinoa? How is it called in our Ghanaian language?
Well, we call it fonio. I don't know whether there is a local language to it, but it's not the same as the quinoa. Quinoa is the foreign counterparts of fonio, but fonio has much more of some of the amino acids in the proteins that are contained in the two. So it's highly more nutritious.
Okay. Let me bring in Chef Akwete, because, we are talking about cooking, and, I'm sitting back, and, sometimes, we go, the boys, we go, and then, we do our yam, we prepare it, something like what you're talking about it, but sometimes also, when you're preparing the stew, Chef Akwete.
Yes.
They say we overcook the food sometimes. You are the expert.
Yeah.
Is that what you people do to us?
Oh, no. Thank you so much. Yes. You see, especially, let me start with vegetables. To add to what my sister said. You see, even some of the vegetable already, you can eat it raw. Something like carrot, you can eat it raw. When you are cooking vegetable, what you have to do is that you put the water on fire. We call it blanch. When the water is boiling, you just pass through the water. Then you put it in ice water to stop the cooking and to retain the color. You see,
okay.
When we don't boil vegetable, put it on water to boil it. When you boil it, you lose all the nutrients. Yes, so we don't boil vegetable. You just blanch it or you steam it. And after doing that, you put it in ice water to stop the cooking and also to retain the color. When you do that, you will see how the vegetable will come. Very nice. We call it al dente, firm to bite. Very nice. And that is very good for us. You can leave vegetable on the fire to boil and to become soft. All the nutritional values are gone. Okay. And also, add to what my sister said about cooking plantain or yam and put contumely on it. You see, it is a very good practice because some of the nutrients that will be dropping out for the contumely will enter to the either plantain or yam. So still, the nutritional values are still in the food that you are eating.
Oh, okay.
You see, yes. and sometimes refer to hypertension and then diabetes. There are when you are cooking, you have to look at the method of cooking. We have method of cooking that you have to use that is suitable for the addition.
Okay.
Something like frying food. Frying is a method of cooking. It is not good for the addition. If we are going to cook for a hypertensive person or a diabetes patient, boiling, steaming, those are the method of cooking that are good for them.
Okay.
And there are oils. For instance, any oil that you put in the fridge. You see, oil is in the liquid form. When you put it in the fridge, it becomes solid. Those oil like palm oil and the cold are not good for them. Virgin olive oil, you can leave it in the freezer, it will still be in the liquid state. Those are the oils that are good for them.
Wow.
I hope you understand me.
I get you, Chef Akwete. Unfortunately, that is all time would allow us. Somebody says, how about coconut oil?
Oh, it's also okay, but the virgin olive oil is the best. Is the best.
Okay, Chef Akwete, thank you very, very much for joining us this morning. We're grateful to you. That's all time would allow us. Emilia, yes, you have the final.
So just adding on to the oils have different properties. So the melting point determines how good the oil is. So if it has a higher melting point, it means that you won't lose the nutrient. It won't transform to something different before you eat it. So that's how come olive oil and the virgin oils are priced higher, because virgin means that it didn't go through excessive heat before it is produced. Some of them are cold pressed and the like. So the heat passing through the oil has not destroyed their nutritional value to some extent. So when you are using it, you still get a lot more values in there. So our normal oils, our palm oil and our local oils, even when we are using it for people who are diabetic or hypertensive, the whole thing is not to overheat it.
Okay.
So we just do it a little bit, just like the way we add palm oil to the contomere on the earthen bowl, and then it helps with how you are managing the.
Emilia, thank you so much. But all the things you've talked about, where do we get them in the city? Because someone says, please ask whether Ghana has lentils and its local name, because I understand it is able to help in regulating diabetes. Is it also true that it cooks faster? Samuel from Aguna Swedro.
Yes, so lentils cook faster, but I think lentils is more or less foreign than local. Okay. But the local counterparts are the beans, the Bambara beans. It's because of their fiber content. That is how they are able to help manage diabetes and then hypertension. So it's the cooking method of some of our foods also maybe make us to go away from it. Like the Bambara beans, it take longer time to cook. If you don't have a pressure cook or other cooking utensils that can make you cook faster, it may take you time, but we can prepare these things ahead of time. You cook it ahead of time and put it there, partition it and be using it with time.
Those days we put the beans in water so that when you eventually put it on fire.
Yes, there is a cooking method that helps to manage this, like sprouting of our grains. It makes the grain more or less like vegetable. Okay. When you sprout it, the starch levels reduce. So sprouting grains and using it to cook helps much more better in the way we manage these conditions.
Thank you very, very much, Emilia Deribok, who is a principal dietitian and nutritionist. You also heard from Chef Akwete, who's head chef at Labadi Beach Hotel. But the countdown is on. The Absa Auto Fair in partnership with TFM and Hollide Insurance is bringing Ghana's leading automotive brands and thousands of car lovers together for one exciting weekend. Join us from Saturday 22nd to Sunday 23rd August at Good Park, Accra Mall, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. for the biggest auto event of the year. Bring a friend, bring the family, and come and explore vehicles. Enjoy test drives, insurance, and affordable finance options from Absa Bank while you pimp your rides with new accessories. Looking to showcase your business? You can still book an exhibition space by sending a WhatsApp message on 0541 361237 today.
And if you need fuel, make the smart stop at Star Oil, Ghana's largest oil marketing company. They have over 240 stations nationwide, and they give you high quality fuel, great service, and real value for money. This is why many Ghanaians are switching to Star Oil. And with the Star card, you can enjoy safe cashless fueling and easy expense tracking. So wherever you go, choose Star Oil for your quality and affordable fuels.
And the Wednesday security tip from Virtual Security Africa says watch for phishing. Now, before clicking links or opening attachments, verify the sender's email address. Be cautious of urgent requests or unexpected invoices. Confirm payment or banking changes through a separate communication channel.
The Milo All-in-One is a rich, milky, chocolatey breakfast option you can give to yourself and your children. If you're wondering what to have in the morning when it comes to your beverages, Milo is there for you. It's such a great option. Take a moment to read the back of the pack and see for yourself the nutritious value you get from Milo. Malt supports energy release, cocoa rich in taste, milk for calcium to support children as they grow. So keep choosing Milo All-in-One, not just for the special taste, but also for the nourishing goodness. Milo, energy to go further.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after these.
Remember that feeling, the excitement when your visa gets approved, the moment you start packing your bags for that well-deserved vacation.
Journalists Association and a member of the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. I consider the fight against irresponsible and illegal mining a national responsibility and not a political slogan.
For me, ladies and gentlemen, the strongest reason to rethink the social license is a youth question. In our mining communities, young people see wealth leave their land every day. Yet too many do not see any path to decent work. And I believe just Henry from Apinto just made that point. Too many do not see any path to decent work, skills, ownership, and meaningful future. That contradiction is dangerous. It is not fair, and it is not sustainable. The social license cannot survive where the youth believe mining has no place for them except as casual laborers and bystanders, while others see them as troublesome agitators and security risk. The social license must therefore be reimagined as a development compact with the youth, a compact that integrates the youth in responsible mining through capacity building, creates sustainable jobs, supports local enterprise, opens services around production, and gives young people a stake in the future of mining. That is why mining communities must no longer be treated as land donors. They are the custodians of the resource. And therefore I submit very forcefully this afternoon that mining communities must be treated as development partners and economic shareholders. Ghana has mined gold commercially for more than a century. Yet for most of this long history, Ghanaians have not been the real owners of the mines. The large-scale mining sector has been largely foreign-led, and too much of the value has leaked out of the country through ownership structures, financing arrangements, imported inputs, offshore services, limited beneficiation, and weak local industrial linkages. That is why Obuasi can produce gold for generations and still not compare to Johannesburg in industrial depth, urban development, economic opportunities, and what have you. This is not because Obuasi lacks resources. The state of development in Obuasi points to a truism that extraction without intentional policy does not automatically produce transformation. Mines do not build nations by accident. Nations build value through deliberate ownership, strategic partnerships, infrastructure linkages, and disciplined policy management. If we want a new story, we must...
0.7 FM and the Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited's back to school promotion is here with us once again. So from now to the end of September this year, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is offering a generous 15% discount on all school items, including pens, pencils, erasers, exercise books, and more across all their branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takoradi, Winneba, and Cape Coast. Parents, teachers, students, please hurry while stock lasts. For more information, call them on 0302 764 101 or 0302 764 209 or Email them info@kingdomgh.com. You can also visit their website, kingdomstoreonline.com. Kingdom Books, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're an online driver, taxi driver, or operator, don't just complete your trips and rewards along the way. With a Momo Merchant account, passengers can now pay you by scanning your GHQR code with the Momo app or by using your MTN Merchant ID. Every eligible transaction brings you closer to exciting weekly and monthly draws. So visit any MTN branch nationwide with your registered business certificate to register for a Momo Merchant account and enjoy added convenience and security for your business funds. This campaign is in partnership with GHQR and is powered by Gibbs. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, something big is coming. The Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair 2026 changes here. Get ready for the Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair 2026, your gateway to home ownership and exciting property opportunity. But first, don't miss our mini fair at the Achimota Mall happening on Friday the 21st to Sunday the 23rd of August 2026. Come and explore amazing offers, connect with industry experts, and make the step and take the step towards owning your dream home. For sponsorship and exhibition, call Selassie on 0233-233-444. The Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with Republic Bank. We're the one for you, and powered by Drive EV GH, drive into a sustainable future. Virtual Security Africa, security for all. Aquaba Building Materials, your partner for stronger projects. Lesh Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time. MTN everywhere you go. Doormasters, the best indoors. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. Abako Services Bebre. Siteki Ghana Limited, keeping Ghana powered day and night. Sangoben GH, making the world a better home. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investments. Habitat Fair 2026, home ownership, a lifetime investment. The Republic Bank Joy News Habitat Fair, get a house, make it a home.
Now, the Digital Assets Summit Africa 2026 returns to Accra on the 16th and 17th of September at the Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City. It's held in collaboration with the Bank of Ghana's Virtual Assets Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission Ghana. And this year's summit will bring together policymakers, regulators, central banks, financial institutions, investors, and technology leaders from across Africa to explore how digital assets can drive investment, create jobs, and economic growth. You can register at dasummitafrica.com.
And before we go, there's a final birthday message here. This one says, today I celebrate the remarkable life and service of Commissioner of Police COP Dr. Vance Baba Garba, Director General for Research Planning, as he marks another year of life. May God continue to bless you with strength, wisdom, good health, and grace as you serve Ghana and contribute meaningfully to the transformation and professional advancement of Ghana Police Service. It's from Abeko Agri Santana, Deputy CEO of the Ghana Tourism Authority. Folks, that's all from us here on the Super Morning Show. My name is Winston Amoah.
My name is Kwaku Asante.
And my name is Kojo Boateng.
Joseph Akoto.